about to try to do that. Grand Rising, welcome in. How are we? How are we? How are we? How are we? Wonderful. That's beautiful to hear. I am doing around the same. I was a little tired for no reason and kind of moody. And then I immediately, when I opened my phone, I found out that the reason why is because there are a lot of, like, what the fuck, power plants going off right now. So there's a lot of extra radiation going through the entire states and Canada right now. So feeling extremely tired or irritable is not even you. It's literally because they're putting like nuclear reactors off right now, basically, and putting more radiation in the air. So you're literally just reacting to that. You're not actually getting mad, or you're not actually as tired as you think. You're literally just waking up and consciously breathing in it and being affected by that radiation. This is what's going on. Because I like, the dude had a whole map of it. I can't even find the sites that he was on, but he was on 3 different sites. And it was one that had the whole map of like radiation. There was another one that shown like the spike meter of it. But yeah, there's like a bunch of like nuclear power plants like active right now at the same time throughout all the states and like in Canada. So that's like what's going on with that. I the second I woke up, I was affected by it, and I was just like, I don't want to do anything today. Like I was pissed off, which is not normal when I first like rise. I choose, like, before I open my eyes, I choose to like smile. So I don't. So like when I opened my eyes and I was mad, I was like, no, this ain't right. So I got my answer really quick, at least. I don't know what's going. So now I know what's going on. So after I figured that out, I got less upset. I actually started to relax a little bit more. So hopefully that eases someone else too. Cause like I woke up irrationally like angry and tired. I slept very well. Like it was a very, very good dream. It was a very good night. I had a weird dream though. I had a dream that I took like a shit ton of DMT, and then I woke up after that, and I was stuck like. After I woke up, I was stuck in a mindset of like, did I just fucking like trip out to the point of like back to like being in existence again, or like what happened? So it was very weird. I don't know. A very odd dream. But I didn't expect anything less, since whatever the hell happened yesterday happened. But yeah, I'm glad I got that fucking update, because I was really confused about why the hell am I like feeling so like drag about shit. I'm not usually like that. Dude, we don't need nuclear power plants. We just need fucking wind, like windmills and shit. They already have like the solar powered ones. Like we don't need nuclear power anymore. We're fine. Like we really never needed it. Honestly. But you know. Because I mean, most of the stuff that we use is powered by like water anyway. Like, if you really think about it, like most of the clean, pure water we have is used for just like transmuting electrons and shit back and forth to each other. Like, your power plants hold most of your clean, pure water. Your fucking like nuclear places hold most of your clean water. Your like scientific places where they have like supercomputers and shit hold pure water, because they dig down to the fucking core of the earth basically to get it. Like, we have, like, I don't know. And then there's the whole thing going on with Missouri, where they got all their fucking water stolen, and now like we're finding out that basically we're drinking tap water with some water brands like Aquafina, Dasani, like the Sam's Club and Walmart brands. Like those are just tap water in bottles. Um, a lot of it is. A lot of like water is just tap water, or has tap water traces in it, I should say. Allegedly, even though there's like, you can literally look up proof of it on sites and stuff. But for the safety of self, allegedly. But even then, like, I don't even fucking drink Aquafina or Dasani anyway. They're fucking ass. So probably because they're more tap water than the rest. But regardless, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's been coming out. Yeah. Yeah, like we drink tap water like all the time. People just are like crazy. If you don't like tap water, oh, like I get it. I do not like our tap water. It has a lot of rust in it for some reason. Well, these the fucking plumbing systems here are ass, but I don't drink. I can taste when water has like that tap filter in it, like tap like taste in it. It's not good. I stopped like. That's why I only get like the path and stuff, or like like water with like electrolytes in it and shit. Cause I just can't. That taste is so like distinct to me. I don't know why. Very very like sensitive taste buds or something. I just pick up on it. But then again, I used to drink out of a garden hose when I was a kid, so I guess I kind of like have adapted my taste buds to know what that tastes like. So it just did age with me very well, I guess. Oh man. I'm gonna get some of those shorts out today. That's the plan. I was gonna go live yesterday. My friend got me sidetracked. We ended up finding this aquarium that does live streams, and we ended up watching jellyfish videos for like hours on end, just watching jellyfish and like penguins and stuff. It was really funny and just nice. By the time by the time it hit like 12, I was like, dude, it's about to be 1 o'clock, and I've just been sitting here staring at a fucking jellyfish. I gotta go to sleep. I can't just be sitting here talking about jellyfish all night. But I basically did. Ring Rising, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How we doing? How we feeling? Welcome in, welcome in. How we doing? How we feeling? Yeah, the fast went well. I've definitely not gone back to like my normal eating habits at all though. Like I'm still technically like fasting, but it's not like a, you know, a full day fast. I don't really eat till like sundown anymore. But yeah, and that's cool. Well, gardening, awesome. What are you gardening? Yeah, we get a lot of half truths, and it's like when it's like the shiny thing. It's like a shiny effect. Like we find something new and we get so excited about it being like new that we forget to finish it and only talk about what we know, like what it can bring thus far. Like I used to have the issue with music. I would like make a song and it wouldn't be fully finished, but I would go around and be like, "Holy shit, I made this!" You know, look how fucking sick this sounds, and then not work on it ever again. Um, and it's like getting that early gratification, that early satisfaction that happens. And a lot of people just stop at that half truth because it's like, "Oh, I'm satisfied here." But like there's always going to be that piece missing, that question like, so what about this and what about that, and they don't really have the answer. They don't really worry or concern themselves with it. Yeah, because it's like a lot of our thoughts aren't even ours. It's just things that we've heard before, like just reverberated back at us. You know, you know, we a lot of people, you know, we all have like our own different paths, but a lot of people that are needing that like extra boost of like, why is this actually happening? The answer's out there of like why. It's just the a lot of the people don't know the why. You know, and the why is like really just the fact that, you know, we are faced with ideas and that create that feeling, and when, you know, those feelings aren't always recognizable. Sometimes we get a feeling that isn't recognizable because a thought, you know, will pop up, you know, randomly because it's trying to create that sense. It's trying to create that same like attachment, and it's all based off of like a programming. You know, you end up recognizing, oh, this is a very familiar, you know, this is a pattern, it's a fairly familiar cycle, and then your brain goes, okay, this is a cycle, then this is where I come in and say this. And it's about breaking that mental part of the cycle that a lot of people aren't like aware of. They'll visually see themselves doing the same thing, and then their mind will do the same thing, and they don't break that cycle. And that's like the huge thing, because it's like you need to change that environmental stance so you don't have anything to relate to that's familiar, so the rational mind can't go back to the old ways and try and like drag it down. It's harder to do that when you're moving forward. Welcome in, welcome in. How we doing, how we feeling? Hell yeah. That's always a good thing, especially like when you're already in like a jumbled mental space. Do not depend on tarot, because you're not gonna get any message that's gonna like help you. Especially if you aren't able to like get something like clear out of it, it can really be it can just be rough. So hell yeah. That is a huge stepping stone though, because that's like breaking that huge like dependency, that codependence pattern that a lot of people like end up forming with stuff. So like, congratulations for that, because that's a huge fucking step. Um, always journal. You'll get more out of yourself really from journaling than reading the cards. Sometimes you really will. I mean, shit. Sometimes I'll get my own cards and I'll journal them after. Like I would journal what I get after. Like, okay, so I got all these things, and I'll write that down as like the topic of like the journaling thing, and I'll start just writing down stuff like that. What does this do? Hmm. That's cool. I know. Always. That is a very, very true statement. That is a very true statement. Nothing happens to you, everything happens for you. It's to benefit you. A lot of people don't receive that benefit though. Because in a world where everything revolves around you, nothing can happen to you. It comes to you because you call it forth. Yeah, I can see where that's coming from. I can see where that's coming from. No, because tarot won't tell you anything about that. So you can't pull a card for stuff like that. You can only pull cards for stuff on questions about yourself. Tarot is not an external tool. It's all about you and your own connection with yourself. You can't ask tarot stuff like that. And this isn't some like magical device to like tell you whatever you desire. It's a relic to teach you about human behavior between you and yourself and your spiritual self. Nothing more, nothing less. Has nothing to do with like outside people. or outside things. Has nothing to do with theology, has everything to do with the basis of life, because tarot was there before time was even a thing. Don't worry about asking about anything of that nature. Just always ask questions for tarot. Simply are about your connection between you and your own self. Why are you missing your second key, and why can't you move forward? Why are you disconnected from your feminine nature, and why aren't you connecting back to mother? That's all you need to worry about for tarot. Nothing else, nothing more. Everything else is a scam. Everything else is a lie. Everything else is just some sort of ego bait to get you stuck in a cycle. Very, very simple premise that people just can't seem to grasp for some reason. Today is just a tarot deck. I'm keeping it just a tarot deck from now on. I'm not really going to delve into any other deck. Well, no roots need to be pulled. Roots are in the ground for a reason. Roots are there to pull up sustenance. The only thing you're not doing with those roots are pulling up sustenance. You don't need to rip any root out. You just need to figure out why you're not using those roots properly. What things are rooted in you that are causing you blockages that you can change and transmute to unlock, you know? Because a blockage isn't anything but like a stagnation. It's just a lack of movement. It's not saying that it's bad or anything. Nothing's bad in it. It's just the fact that you haven't chosen the direction to move forward in. You know, to cleanse and purify said root. And it's only that rooted in based off of feeling, and that feeling isn't coming from the divine. That feeling is being generated from a thought form. So all you have to really do at that point is do meditation on, why do I feel this way about this thing? Connecting back to that heart space gets you there. Because there's no like good or bad. That's just a rational mind opinion where it compares one thing to another. And that's part of the what people call the matrix that you have to escape. And calling it the matrix is also saying is also kind of keeping you in that matrix, because like in order to call it that, you have to come into some form of agreement with it. You know, to acknowledge that it's there, but to know that it doesn't bound you would just be not to mention it. It wouldn't have any form of effect, because now a lot of people are afraid of being in the matrix, so now it's more of a fear trap. You know what I mean? These labels aren't there to like promote anything but fear, because the rational mind loves to give you a reason to jump up and down and do something, you know. And welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. But yeah, it's a backwards game. Like if you really want to be someone to like escape the matrix, stop labeling things. Just stop agreeing with things being good or bad, because that's disagreeing with the part of you that's agreeable. You know what I mean? Like your mind shouldn't be disagreed upon. Yes, there's dangers out there, and your heart shouldn't be disagreed upon. Yes, you know, I do have the destiny. I can get to where I need to be. That's all you have to agree with. Don't disagree. Don't agree to disagree, because that makes you disagreeable. That's literally what you're agreeing to do, is being disagreeable. So now you're disagreeable. You're not agreeable. You just chosen the other path. You said yes to do the other thing. You know what I mean? Like that's a twist of words that people think like helps you out. No, it just demonizes you more. You just so you made a conscious choice to say no. Is what you're saying. It's like, yeah, I did. Awesome. Well, why are you making a conscious choice to disagree with yourself, or to disagree with someone just because you can't agree with yourself to stand on your own boundaries at that point? You know what I mean? Because now that's an internal issue that you gotta like solve and stuff. Because these, like, some of the sayings that we have, they tell you exactly like what they're telling you to do, but people have like used their own like definition to like twist it around. Like ignorance is bliss. No, the fuck it's not. Ignorance is ignorance, dude. Ignorance is ignoring something. Bliss The whole thing is telling you ignoring something is iblis. An idle mind is the devil's playground. All these things. Ignorance is iblis. When you're ignorant of something, the devil can fucking come in and get you. So yeah, you can be ignorant, but you'll be gullible and you'll be fooled and you'll be bound and gagged by whatever fucking sources come to you. It's, you know, that's the game you want to play. That's devil's advocate for you. You want to play that game? Cool. I don't want to be ignorant. That's fine. You can keep all of it. You got extra. You know, I'm fine. Well, they say knowledge is power. Like, dude, it's in our face. It really is. But people just like, they use their rational mind. Oh, it's too difficult. It's only difficult because you make it difficult. You're agreeing to make it harder on yourself when you don't want it to be. So you're just agreeing to making your life harder. And what does that really do for you? Nothing. It just damages you. It makes things worse. Now you can't complete anything because this one task is holding you back because you can't complete that one. It's a whole thing. It's a whole like mental playground that we're in, where like these phrases and sayings, they're either took backwards or they're just misconstructed. So we gotta like really see and understand like what we're saying and why we're saying, you know. Not to the point of changing words, kind of like how I do and stuff. And you know, some of the things that I say, I've adapted from other people as well. But you know, it's just more of being aware of what you mean. If you know what you mean, cool. But if you have the, you know, that sense of like judgment of it being right or wrong, that's where you start to lean more into that rational side of being, you know, which can be difficult. You know, everyone's different. Not everyone can get to that point in this life. So take the path with grace, always. I've made my life hard too. We're all learning. It's how it is. Every day is a learning day, genuinely. Even if you do the same thing every day, there's like a different attitude about it that you're learning to embody, or there's a different like, you know, there's a different way of presenting it. There's a different way of being in that energy that you kind of have to like have. There's a different mindset every time. There's a different like being state. Well, there's not really such thing as a curse word, because if you say fuck, that's not like cursing anyone. It's a cuss word. What they say is a curse word, because then it's like, oh, I can't curse at you because that's, you know. But no, cursing is different from cussing. You can cuss. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people say curse word, and it's like, no, it's not. That's like a religious dogma thing. If someone's like curses you with words, you'll know. If you just say fuck, shit, and damn, that's fine. That's called cussing. That's totally different. That's completely different. And that's another thing. A lot of people do say curse words. They don't even say cuss words anymore. They don't even say inappropriate language anymore. They just go straight to cussing and cursing and shit. But it's cussing. That's what it's called. Not cursing. You ain't put no hex on no one. Fuck you. You put the curse of fuck on them. Whatever the hell that is, dude. Welcome in. But yeah, that's another one of those word things that people pull. And it's fine. Unless you're like, you know, unless you're like Muslim, or you're, you know, super religious, then you might have an issue with it for sure. But like, if you don't have those type restrictions on self, it doesn't really matter. If you yourself feel like you need to stop cursing as much, I mean, hell yeah, you might need to, you know, do that if you feel the need to. But in general, it's not really a bad thing. Some people just can't handle it. Some people weren't raised around it, but it's, you know, it's just how it is. I'm Appalachian race, so I don't care what. I don't care. I was raised around people that would like cuss at their parents, and that shit was crazy. I never got that. But that shit was wild. I mean, again, it's like, you know, talking just to people as their people, but it was just wild as a child walking up to people hearing that shit. I was like, damn. But yeah, life is, I don't know. I always have to end a segment with life is a thing. Yeah, I got you. Life be life, and you got it. Yeah, all we're doing today is just the tarot cards. That's just kind of how I'm keeping it for a while. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, wow. Okay, so your first card is the chariot. There is forward movement. There is a completion. There is a resting moment before the takeoff for you. So whatever you've been planning on doing and working on, it is ready to take off. Right now you're just kind of in a resting mode. Um, Especially with the chariot, it's being a seven card. You do end up resting and waiting on the divine to give you that green light to go. But with the chariot as well, you have full divine support. With both the sphinxes being there unbound, they're together in harmony. With you like unharnessing them and everything. Once the divine is gives you the green light, you're free to take off to that next step. Right now, though, you're just in a waiting period for this takeoff. Whether this is a new start, the startup of a business, however this is for you, it definitely is coming in. There's just a waiting period. So at this time, go to yourself and really nurture yourself. Allow yourself to get into that spiritual energy, tap into the mothering energy of your internals. Just nurture yourself. Allow your mind to go back to your heart space. To get reassurance if you get scared, or relax more, sleep, meditate, take time off. Don't stress about this waiting period, because whatever is happening, things are moving forward in a good way. You're just needing to calm yourself down. There's something about the rational mind that's just kind of going a little bit wild, you know. But again, it could just be because again, like you're in this waiting period. It might feel a bit like stagnation, and this is again why the six came out as well after the seven, is to spiritualize it, see the greater meaning. Not every time something stops doesn't mean that it's broken or falling apart, falling apart. Sometimes it's just needing to rest, seem to build up. So right now you're just waiting on the green light from the divine. Just nurture yourself until then, reassure yourself, allow yourself to know that things are working. If you've been hard on yourself through the project, just making amends with yourself on that step, because even then, like even like when you do end up stressing out yourself, and this is just in general, like if you end up stressing yourself out a lot, always like apologize to yourself a little bit afterwards, because it does mend a lot, it does heal you a lot in that sense. Because when you end up like stressing a lot and you go, okay, hey, I'm sorry for doing that, it it starts to make up for all those apologies that you never got from other people, that parts of you still kind of cling on to. So it's always really good to like do that. No, you don't have to be involved in the outcome. You can be hands free. Um, all you have to do is do your part. All you need to do is do what you are told to do by the divine. After that, the divine does what it needs to do. They do everything else that they need to do, and within the invisible, they set the people up. They send the people forward. They send the signals. Hey, it's time for you to move here. Time for this to move out. Time for all these things to click in place. So once you get to a point to where you can't do anything, you have to just put your hands up. Like once you get to a point to where you're just like, I don't know where I'm gonna, how I'm gonna solve this, what I'm gonna do. You just have to put your hands up and just be like, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna do. I already did what I was told, so I guess the divine's gonna have to get it. Talking to the divine, asking your guys like what's going on. Not necessarily getting constant readings because that can definitely be a hindrance to yourself and cause a lot of stress. Because then you're getting multiple messages from multiple people, or if it's the same person, you're getting multiple messages from the same person that could just be picking up on different aspects of self that could be worked on. But overall, it rests whenever in a waiting period is best. Never like if you're waiting for a project to fully be ready to take off by the divine, it's best not to do shadow work because then you can really start. It can be good for some people, but genuinely, I don't do shadow work if I'm waiting in that period. I'll rest. I'll do meditations. I'll do deep dives, but I won't do any sort of like shadow work. I won't do any sort of like healing work in that sense. An awesome, K. See, this is the fun part about like working with yourself in this way. When you realize that it's the rational mind doing all this shit and not you and not your heart, it's like, huh. You then begin to separate it. You then like you see what's happening here, and then it's like, so what's going on over here? What's so loud over here that I can't hear this? And then it's like, shit. So that's what's going on. It wasn't that, my stress was getting out of hand. It's just I wasn't listening to where the stress was coming from. I didn't know how to listen. I thought the stress was coming from the external. No, the stress was coming from the internal. And it wasn't trying to, discombobulate you, it was trying to motivate you. And it's a whole thing that you like we have to know this stuff, dude, because it's going to save lives, and not like in the sense of like life and death, but it's going to save people from like walking in cycles and then finally getting to that breaking point. It's not going to keep their soul from from that evolution, that training and learning, but it's going to show them what they need to do so their soul could actually get that maturity that they need. And I got you, Am, as well. But like this is the, I don't know, this is tarot, man. This is like what people gotta like look into. And I get it, it's boring for sure. There's not much entertainment out of this. Uh there's not much, laughing and distractions about it. But again, like we've been distracted for too long. We gotta stop being distracted. We gotta like click back in at some point. And when we're done being distracted, we don't need to be focusing on like all the bad shit. Just focus on like, so why am I focusing on the bad stuff? What's causing me to need that sort of like distraction point? Are you not entertained? Like, come on, I know your soul's entertained because it's like, damn, it's about time I got this. But the mind might be like, this is boring as hell. This man goes on live for 2 hours a day, say nothing but rational mind almost every fucking 5 minutes. Right? But at the end of the day, it's like we have to nail it in, dude. We have to get it like set out in stone. So I gotta be annoying. I gotta like repeat some dumb shit over and over again because it's going to click. And when it clicks, it's like, damn, that's what's up. Because when it clicked for me, I was like, shit. So now I can work with myself. Now I don't see myself as just me and my shadow walking. I see me and myself. I see like me, my shadow, and then my projection when I'm doing stuff. It's like, it is. It's really cool. And it's like it's eventually when it reaches more people, more personalities, more people. It's going to be told in different ways. It's going to be brought to people who will find a way to make this more entertaining. Or fuck, maybe I'll find a way to make this stuff more entertaining the more I do it. However, it's going to expand to that point to where it's going to be the new norm of like out in the public. It has to start out like this, though. It has to start out with being rudimentary and very like, these are the rules and this is the foundation, and then lightening up in that sense, because it's like, what good is a house built on sand? We know that Bible story already. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me get your reading. There's just so much going on in the world. And like, I don't know, everyone's so worried. I mean, I get everyone's worried about the alien invasion and stuff, but like, really, if you just take care of yourself and you're eating well, or you're exercising, you're keeping your health up, mental, emotional, physical, however, right? You'll be fine. Keep the mind sharp. Where is the question on the chariot card? What does the horse on the chariot card? The horses mean the sphinxes. The sphinxes, those are sphinxes. Hold on, let me pull the second card, make sure it's not the chariot. Okay, so I can look for the chariot, because I would have hate to to look through the whole deck to find the chariot up on top. Let me find it for you. I can break it down. I should have got the Wheel of Fortune, because that would have helped too. So I'll probably go back and get that from the other deck too. Wherever the chariot is, where did it go? It's just gone. Hold on. The chariot is not wanting to pop up. My eyes just like skimmed over it or something. There it is. Okay. So yeah, these are sphinxes. These aren't horses. Those are sphinxes. It's the same sphinx that's on the Wheel of Fortune, except for that one's blue, obviously. But the black sphinx represents the feminine pyre, the pure divine feminine, and the white one is the masculine pyre. But sphinxes represent horses is horsepower. Sphinxes is divine power, which is pyr, pyre, that pure fire force that cannot be stopped or created on the physical, but can move you further as it uses that spiritual sense to create things on the physical. So instead of it being like with the knights and things where you're moving forward on the physical, here you're moving forward on this physical with a spiritual presence. Now things are being formed on the physical due to things within a spiritual nature, rather than things moving forward on a physical nature due to physical actions, right? And that's why all the horses are there. It's horsepower. Think of a car. It's that extra moving force. The sphinxes don't need like wings. They don't need to move. It's a mind thing. It's a complete. It's hard to explain, because again, you can't really talk about pyre, a source that does not come from this world, which is not just Earth. It's not just this universe, but everything in totality in existence. Right? That's the world. Pyre fuels all of that, which is everything here and beyond. That's pyre. So it's kind of hard to talk about. Sphinxes are the same thing, but they are the physical nature that moves you forward. So it's like the random miracles that happen on the physical, or the the support of your guides and angels, basically. Whenever a random path opens up last minute, that's basically a sphinx. It's that sphinx power. It's the element of surprise. It's just, again, it's not familiar to talk about, because we don't spend enough time as people talking about pyre. Oh no, there's sphinxes and horses. But that's the difference of it, because horses are just the horsepower. It's the physical power. The sphinxes are spiritual power. The easiest way to describe it. Okay. Anyway, here's your reading. We have it. So the first card you have is the Two of Cups. There is a separation of self. There's something about the masculine, the mind of yours, the masculine, that's either not receiving the nurturing from the feminine, or is receiving the nurturing from the feminine, but but like controlling it. And what I mean by that is your thoughts could be using the feeling that you're getting to boost its own purpose. Like whenever you get feelings of stress, it's like, oh, I can't do this because that and that. That's what's happening with that. The mind's running with the fuel. The mind's running with the feeling from the divine, and that's causing this disconnect. The way to solve this though is to move forward. There's a thought process. It's the Two of Cups to the Knight of Swords. There's a thought process. There's something that you've been thinking about, and with two being here, the masculine energy, there's something about working with the masculine forces with this realm. So like moving forward, working on something, planning things, seeking something. There's this movement forward that you need to be taking, but there's these thoughts that are blocking it as well. You might feel like you don't have what it takes to move forward, or it might just be difficult thinking of a path, a clean path to move forward. But definitely at this time, pay close attention to what your thoughts are doing. Like when you think about your situation, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? And then do after after you get that, go down that path and see like how your thoughts are keeping you from seeing a solution. How every thought almost comes up with like a blockage, or like a, oh, I can't do this because XYZ, instead of allowing that nurturing element to be there. Because that's what's keeping you from moving forward. But this disconnect will be solved whenever a decision, of forward movement is made. There just needs to be a solidified thought. There needs to be more trust in the way that you're moving. There needs to be more nurturing within your thoughts, more soothing of the mind, really, when it comes to it. But again, there is some, as well with the Knight of Swords, if things are moving a bit slower as well, that's why, if you haven't been feeling that like the things you've been doing are supporting you, trying to figure out why. Is there a new way of moving forward that you could be doing? Is there a new action that could be taken? Is there a new plan that could be made? Not do seeing like, I guess I'm gonna just say open the horizon. I guess that's the best way I could say it right now. Is just really see all the possibilities. Don't just limit yourself to the ones that you can think of now. Allow the divine, allow that heart space to just open and show you the totality of what could be. Now, horses on the chariot would just be incorrect though, because that doesn't tell you anything about what the chariot actually is doing. It needs to be a sphinx. It doesn't need to be a physical animal. And that's why I don't use other decks, because they don't get this, they don't understand why the symbolisms are there. Most of them don't. Most of them just make tarot decks because they think it's cute, and it's just fine. But like, I don't know, if someone were to make a tarot deck, I would. It's like remastering a game, or like remixing a song. Yeah, you'll put your own flavor to it, but it has to have the original. Like the stems have to be there, the roots have to be there, for it to make sense. Because really, then at that point, what you're doing is you're taking someone else's viewpoint of life, and they might not even have an understanding of what life is, or even see things as deeply as deep as this deck goes. Because this deck gets way deeper than how I'm getting to it. There's so much to like get into with this deck, and that's kind of what I'm gonna be spending the rest of my life doing, and journaling and shit. Because why not? And it's not just gonna be me. There's a bunch of people on board. Like obviously, spiritual hobos on it, and other students that are within the school, are also marking stuff down, taking notes and stuff. So it's not just gonna be me. It's gonna be like a whole thing. But it's gonna be very, very fun. Very, very interesting time. Yeah, it's important to because a lot of this information I can't even remember. Some of it I discover like last second, or I will just be looking at it and I go, huh, that does remind me of this. Needs to be on shadow work duties. That's how it be. That's how it be. That is way too much. I did not mean to get that much. Oh no. Did I put any of this back in the bottle? No, because you're gonna go down the wrong fucking palm line. Okay. God dang it. That's way too much eucalyptus oil. It is going to smell. It is going to smell. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a lot. Why are you changing so much? You just be so quiet till today. Why today you going off? What's going on today? Ace of Swords again? Hell yeah, crowning thought. Whatever thought you have with the Ace of Swords is a crowned one. It's a good one. Pay attention to it. I'm taking that as a confirmation too, because I was over here thinking like, why are you doing one? What the hell going on? Man. I don't even have that deck up here, do I? I don't. And that would be the one thing I could use it for too. What the fuck? I gotta go find it. No, this is my angel bracelet. It won't be doing that because the moon. Oh shit, the crowning thought, never mind. Nah, swords don't have nothing to do with words. Swords are the mind. It's the mental. It's the solidity of the feeling. The crafting and the molding of the sword turns liquid into solid, and that solid becomes the pinnacle. But I get it, because the whole saying, words are swords, but that doesn't come from tarot. Tarot operates off the four elements, the quintessential cycle of life. Should be going crazy. Do I need to get that deck? I don't want to like get up though. It's my thing. No, I don't know anything about that. I stick with the original because it tells the full story of life. It tells the truth from the minds of the ancients and not from the minds of the presents. I don't know. Have you talked to him about that before? Because that would be really the only way to find out. Tarot can't tell you that. Don't get scammed, is what I'll tell you. Because, anyone saying they can tell you that, it's a scam. Yeah. I got you, Tiana. You can't get anything regarding your teacher. Tarot can't tell you anything outside of you. Please don't fall for that trap. The people who try to get you to focus on the outside, they're not doing actual tarot. They're not reading anything really. They're doing it for entertainment purposes, and you're not actually getting any form of help. They're just getting a distraction and an excuse. Tarot has everything to do with the connection of you and yourself, you and your own life, you and your path, you and the divine, you and your destiny. How to get to your destiny point, and why can't you? But Tiana, we have the Ace of Wands. So You are faced right now, or being faced with some idea that is sent from the divine. So whatever's happening right now, whatever ideas are being thrown at you, you know, better way of saying that, whatever events are happening around you right now that are stimulating you to make movements forward, I think that's a better way of saying it, are good. They are being sent from the divine. Even if they might feel stressful, they're there to give you the benefit right now. So whatever's there around you, you have the fuel to move forward in the King of Cups as well. And right now, um, it's a time for mastery over the feeling state. Don't allow your feelings to get, out of order. Yeah, I can get you a general then. Um, but with the King of Cups, don't allow the waves around you, don't allow the currents around you to shake you up. Be still, be knowing. Notice as well the King of Cups has the fish necklace. He's wearing the fish. You've mastered the fish. You've learned how to speak fish. You learn how to speak feeling. You know how to investigate your feeling to see what's living in it, and or you've been practicing enough to be comfortable in it. So right now is just a time to get back into that energy of seeing what is the deeper meaning of the things around me. What the fact that these things aren't moving forward, what have I not looked at yet? Or what do I need to look at to move forward in that sense? But right now is all about a mastery over this idea. So whether this is building something up or tearing it down, you're faced with a decision, and right now, like, you definitely are in a good position to make it. Um, there just needs to be this balancing, especially from fire to water. So you're doing it well heavily. Don't expect it to move forward completely, but get ready for it to become solidified. So a solidified plan, a solidified action. Like, I know that I'm gonna do this, just don't know when. It's kind of giving that because it's still a king. It's not the knight. It hasn't fully been mutable. It's not able to transmute yet. It's still fixed. It's stable, but it isn't ready to move out yet. So whatever ideas you've been thinking on, or whatever ideas you've been faced with, or however, right, they're good. They just need to be more stabilized. They need to be seen for how stable they can be before moving forward. You can, yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Um, I'm, I appreciate that truly. Um, but if you feel like doing so, it's okay. I'm not gonna stop you. Um, at the end of the day, I'm just here to help. I'm just here to help and educate and learn along with everyone. So regardless, it's cool. So I like how your name is just A as well. But A, your first card is the Three of Cups. So right now, beware of distractions. When it comes to having things come together, um, and formulating things, whether this is formulating things with other people or with yourself, don't get distracted. um, you know of a solution, because especially the Three of Cups, especially how this card is laid out. The one in the white is you. The one in the yellow, or the gold, I should say, is the divine. It's that next destination. But the one in the red is that distraction point. It's the rational mind saying, "Hey, do this instead." So if you've already had a plan of operations to move something, to move forward with something, be careful of distractions. Be careful of last second changes of like, oh, maybe I should do it this way. Be careful of those things. You might feel like it might be some form of divine inspiration, but it might not be, especially with the Three of Cups being upright. And the Three of Swords reverse again. Definitely make sure that you aren't changing up some form of plan due to like a poor thinking habit. Don't let your thoughts beat your feelings up. So again, that was pretty much on there with that. Don't allow your thoughts to change up a plan last second, especially going from the cups to the swords, the feelings to the thoughts. Make sure that your thoughts are serving feeling, and not your feelings are serving thought, because your thoughts need to serve the pure feeling so you can get to your goal, right? So you can get to the gold. So your thoughts need to move out of the way. Right now, they're kind of in the way. What kind of plan? That's on you. That's what you have to figure out. Whatever you're going through, whatever distractions you're seeing in life, what's going on. Because you just said general. I don't know what this is about, which is why I said plan. That's why you need specificity when you give readings. Because like you can say general, I can give a general reading, but I won't know what I'm picking up on. All I know is there's a distraction in front of you. There's some form of distraction that might be causing procrastination because of some form of thoughts that are holding you back, and you're needing to change that, and not allow those thoughts to be there. That's all I can really give you out of a general reading. Though it can be very beneficial, it's up to you to kind of put that last piece together. So definitely just watch out for that distraction point. And that distraction doesn't have to be someone coming in distracting you. That distraction could be a thought. That distraction could be doubt. That distraction could be procrastination. That distraction could be literally anything. It doesn't have to just be a specific thing. Just watch out for things that's taking you away from the path that you're desiring to be at. Allow yourself to know that you're worthy of what you're desiring, and not stray away from that. And I appreciate love that, Isabel. I truly do. Thank you so much. What is your Facebook? I can just, I can follow you on there too. I always enjoy like, even like when I first started this, I was like, if anyone has like a tarot channel, let me follow you, because I was like, I'm all about like sharing and promoting people and stuff. So if you ever have like something you want to promote or talk about, feel free to. I don't care. We're here together as a family. It's whatever. What is your advice on putting a channel with your gifts and sharing? Ooh. First off, get comfortable. Same name, got you. My first and my first advice would be get comfortable with your gifts. Be very comfortable with your gifts. And also know that it's going to be different. Even though you might be comfortable by your gifts alone, it's so much more different doing it in front of people. For instance, channeling. Channeling is very easy to do by yourself when you get the hang of it. Doing it in front of people, it's a little bit different, because now you have to face that reality of, does this person actually believe that I'm channeling, or do they just think that I'm talking out of my ass, right? And that's the rational mind doing its thing, because it doesn't know what's going on. It doesn't have any sort of outside source to connect to. And it all depends, again, like what gifts are you wanting to to broadcast on the channel, in that sense. And also, like, do you want to have like a specific way of doing it? Do you want to have a specific setup? Do you want to have like all these things, like a certain editing style, all these things you can think about, right? Me personally, I just want to get information out there, so I don't really care about the editing and stuff. And I also don't have this stuff too. Do that stuff at the moment, so it's not really a worry. But definitely, like, just sharing, just vlogging and sharing knowledge, definitely. Like, I would say, like, walking around outside would be a very good first step. If you could just record like little hand cam videos, like even if you don't show your face, like just showing around you, or just recording your voice and like going outside and taking a walk and taking a bunch of photos and videos and stuff outside, and then making a collage or something like that, right? Doing those things could be beneficial. You don't have to show your face to show your gifts. That's the one thing that people get misconstrued. Showing your face can definitely like make that personal connection for sure, but you don't need to show your face. You don't need to do that if you don't feel comfortable to, right? You can build yourself up to it, of course, if you need to, but like take it at your own pace, because your gifts are only going to be as prominent as you are comfortable. Doesn't matter how gifted or talented someone is. If you are uncomfortable, that uncomfort is going to hold you back a little bit. It's going to keep you from doing that one thing that you really would like to do. That could be a whole complete game changer. You never know. So doing that could really help. And even then, like meditating, really, just because I used to have to do that a lot. I would have to meditate a lot before I would go live or something, not to ground, but to like remove doubt. Just remove like, oh, I can't do this in XYZ. Like when I don't do it as much anymore, because I don't really know why anymore. I could probably get back into it. But whenever I used to do Secum, the first day before the very first stream that I did the Secum healing live, I had to meditate for a while, and even then in the chat, having people come in the chat and like, um, spamming stuff and everything, that also kind of like stressed me out. But I was remembering that whole time, like, well, if I'm here cleaning energy, if they're coming in here and giving me like this and it's making me feel this way, I could just clean it too. So, just trying to find a benefit of things. It's really about keeping a middle ground. And also don't worry about how you sound. Don't worry about saying things wrong or stuttering or shit like that. You're not going to get everything perfect. As someone that is a chronic perfectionist when it comes to music, you'll never get it perfect. I don't care. You will always find a better way of doing it. You will, and that is just advice for the next time you do it. That's just how you have to take it. Oh, I messed up on this. I should have said this better. Well, take it for better advice. Oh, well, I messed up on saying this and I had to correct myself. Cool. Do more research next time. Perfectly fine. Don't take as well, if people comment, don't take it as them being rude either. It can be very hard to at first because it's like very personal craft, but don't take it personal, especially if someone's like trying to correct you, and they don't have anything mean, like they ain't cussing you out or calling you dumb or some shit, right? If they're just saying something like, hey, think about it this way, or hey, do this, take it into consideration. Don't, not everything has to be as hard hitting as we intend it to be. Yep, I mean that's just Libra, dude. Libra's a fucking perfectionist. Dude, it's literally, it's perfect or it works. There's no difference. It can't, like, it can't not work. It's either gonna be perfect or it's gonna be satisfactory for a minute, and you just have to get over it. But then it's just finding the balance of that, because Libras are fucking pretentious, dude. I'll be real. Libras are fucking wild. You don't like. I don't know. I don't have OCD, but I swear to God, sometimes I think that I might, because it's like, why are you putting things over here like that? Just I don't know if it's just the feng shui or what, but sometimes like it just hits like that. That's not always a bad thing. Sometimes when things are always quiet, it's because many people are listening. Um, I had a, because I mean, we have lurkers up in here. We have people that aren't even talking this chat. Sometimes they're doing other things. Sometimes people just like having hearing yourself talk, or having things that you do in the background while they're doing their own tasks. Like we have that one person here who's gardening. They wouldn't be typing in chat and gardening at the same time, right? Sometimes you just don't know what to say in chat. Sometimes people are just, they don't like talking in chats. It all just depends on, like, who the individual is. So don't let the silent chat like bother you. If you know that people are in there, continue to do what you need to do. They're there to receive that. And sometimes people just are there just to like experience. They don't really want to like be a part of it in the sense of like interacting, but they want to like just observe it and experience like what's going on. It all just depends. Cause I used to lurk all the time. I don't usually type in chats and stuff. I usually just lurk. I've been in like some of my subscribers' streams. They wouldn't even know. I've just been lurking, just like watching. And it's just I don't really feel like talking. I don't really feel like having a conversation at that time. I just kind of want to relax and see what they're going up with, and involve myself with their energy for a minute, and then make my pieces. And I appreciate that. I appreciate love that. Thank you, thank you. Listen. The observer is a good role to have. I'm being real, and you can, Ellie. I was gonna say yes, but I've been like, I had one train running one way, and there's a car trying to get past it. Too many thoughts going on right now. Too much activity in the brain. But yeah, like I even when I used to stream on Twitch, I would have like 15 viewers or something, but only two people would be talking in chat. And it's just like, yeah, that's just kind of how it is. Because I would be in my friends' Twitch streams, and I would be like, yo, what's up? And they'd be like, yeah, I'm doing good. What about you? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing all right. And I just won't talk ever again and just watch them play the game. It's just how it is. Because it's like, I don't know. If you ever had like a friend that you just vibe with, you don't talk to, you just hang out with and just sit with, you just symbiotically like relate with each other. That's kind of what's going on. Because I had a friend that we would play two separate games but be in the same room and hang out that way. And it was just how we would hang out. I mean, he was autistic, and it was like sometimes he just wanted to do his own thing. It was like, cool, you do your own thing, I'll do my own thing. We'll be in the same room together, just playing games, hanging out. And it was just like, that's just how it was. But Ellie, your first card is the Six of Cups reversed. So there is a part of you that needs to come back to that feminine space. The rational mind needs to come back to the heart space. It's disconnected. Um, it's not seeing. You're not seeing things from that spiritual point, that vantage point, and there needs to be a seeing of that. There also might be a need to being easier on yourself as well. Since the Six of Cups is really an apology card where the rational mind comes to apologize and give a peace offering to the feminine, there may be a lack of peace due to a lack of receptivity from the from the mindset that that's happening. So right now with the Queen of Swords coming out, the solution to this would just to nurture the thoughts that you have, because there's something going on within the mind that's causing this like discombobulation. Whatever thoughts you're having, thoughts of feeling like you're unable to do something, thoughts of maybe not being able to see something in a higher viewpoint, however this is, even thoughts that you're holding on to, there needs to be a nourishing of it, really seeing why. Not really saying whether the thoughts are good or bad, but nurturing it in the sense of like paying attention to the thoughts. Not brushing the thoughts away because they're a lot, but seeing why they're popping up so much so you can get down to like the reasoning. Don't allow the thoughts to be a distraction to get to that foolproof state. But again, the Queen of Swords is wait, hold on, because the Six of Cups is what? That's Scorpio and Mercury, if I'm not wrong, right? Let me check. Scorpio and Sun. I was right. I was almost right. But yeah, it's something about the way that you see yourself. It's like the way that you're shining, the way that you desire to shine isn't coming out the right way. So paying attention to that heavily while you're moving forward and balancing that out with the Queen of Swords. So definitely, yeah, allow yourself to just receive. Like it's hard to do, but it also is like the easiest way to learn how to receive is just allow your thoughts to be. Like receive your thoughts. Even if you don't like and or agree with them, receive your thoughts. And how to deal with hyper independence. Well, negativity is receptivity. Negative energy is just and negativity is simply just a feminine energy. It's the part that is receiving. Unless you're talking about like negate, but in that sense, it's like a receiving what you desire. Because with no matter what energy you receive, the opposite's always going to be there. So even when you do like accept like the lesser side, there's the greater side is always attached to it. There just needs to be a deeper diving into it. That balancing, and that's where the Queen of Swords is coming from, like keeping your head above the clouds. Those clouds are the thoughts that are bearing water. The thoughts that are causing those feelings, having your head above those, knowing that those are what your mind is only able to grasp, but seeing that there's a higher vantage point. Again, the Six of Cups, seeing things spiritually. There could be, if you're having issues receiving, work with the heart chakra for sure, as well as kind of the solar plexus. Well, not even that, the sacral, really. The heart and the sacral would be good for like meditation work on that. I don't care. What are you talking about? Do I need to care about this? Actually, I've literally already fucking told y'all what I need y'all to do with this. I don't know why you keep messaging me about this. I've already, like, I don't know why they keep doing this. Like, I keep telling them, like, can I respond to this? God damn. Goodness gracious. Yeah, definitely working with it's the, you know, you need to working with that heart space, working with that sacral chakra and the solar plexus. Then at that point, if especially if overgiving, solar plexus would be help with that. But working with those, working on that self worth, because you may be trying to receive more self worth from overgiving by doing that, and that's what's causing a lot of disconnections in that sense. Because I was always, I've always been a giver. I had to take care of two elderly parents growing up all the time, so I always like gave more than I like ever received. But it's about setting that like boundary of like knowing that you need to receive as well, nurturing yourself by not allowing yourself to do more than what you're receiving, and keeping that balance in state so that you're not telling like the world around you or telling your mind even that, yeah, I'm okay with overworking, receiving little, as long as I receive a little, I'm fine. You don't allow yourself to, fall in that programming. If you're not receiving what you're desiring, you end up changing that, change the way you're doing it, change your activity towards it, to show like, hey, there's a disagreement upon here that needs to be talked about. So how are we going to move with this? How are we going to move forward and stuff? What's going on with this though? Okay, they didn't though. What? That's so weird. Where do I do that thing? Do this. Yeah, that's how it is for me, Steven. That's kind of how it is right now with me. Everyone's like, because I even like, when I went to DJ, one of my friends told me like, like, I was like, I was worried for her. It's like, I worry about myself. And she was like, yeah, like, I know you do. Like, I just worry about you too, but like, I know you just get through things because you're just like, you just make it through stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But like, at the same time, I'm actively like too afraid to ask people for help sometimes. Um, it's just how it is. Let me delete that. Let me do that. Burden. I always have this thing where I feel like I have to pay people back. So I end up not doing, asking. Delete all of this. That. So what if I put all these here? There we go. Awesome. Sorry, I was editing something real quick. Yeah, I'm hard on myself because I literally like, I don't know, being in like fifth grade and expected to like take care of like my like 60-year-old something mother and father was bizarre. And my sister that lived next door didn't even help. In fact, she threatened to beat my mom one day instead of helping, which is the exact opposite of what you need to do. But like, they were way more abusive than I could ever have fucking been to them. And then I was still getting the shit into this dick. It was just like, no matter what I did as a child, I never received like the gratification. But like, my mom and dad knew that I was like, you know, who I was. But like, my sisters were like, they're not taking care of you enough. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I can't even fucking drive. I have seizures because I have stress, dude. Y'all fucking pushing me to my max. And you expect, like, I need to be taken care of at that point, dude. Like, what the fuck? I was hospitalized like all through middle school and high school basically because of my seizures and like stress and shit. Because my dad's lung collapsed in like high school, and I literally like, I called my mom in school, was like, you got it, like, I need to come home because I'm not gonna stay at school while dad's like this. And I took like a whole month off of school to take care of my dad with his collapsed lung because I just could not bear. And he was fine, but I couldn't bear to like not be around because I was like fucking worried. I felt like I was gonna get in trouble like if he died because of my sisters, because they were just fucking assholes the whole time. Like the whole time. So I don't know like what the, you know, what the whole thing was with them, but they, I guess I was supposed to take care of them or something. But it's just, I don't know. It was a very weird thing. So like, that's why I don't really ask for help, because it's just like, yeah, very, very sensitive. Very, very, very sensitive. Plus, like, we, like, as a child, they were very open with me about my adoption. Like, they didn't hide anything from me. They asked me, like, do you want to know, like, stuff about you? And I said, yeah, I do. And they told me everything I need to know. None of it bothered me. I didn't really care. I knew something was off in the first place. I was brown and everyone around me was white, so I knew something was fucking off. Like I wasn't stupid, right? So something was obviously weird. So it did not surprise me hearing that we did not give birth to you. I there was like something that was like, huh, yeah, that makes sense. But you know, no one adopted me, so they took me in. So that kind of got me really connected with them because it was like y'all could have just literally sent me off somewhere else, but you like decided at fucking like 50 years old to take a child in while you already have two adult children who already have their lives. You decided to that's a different type of love. Like that's true like unconditional love, right? Like that was just, you know. So my whole life I was like I really like, you know, they meant the world to me, but like no, like apparently none of the other family knew that. Probably because I was like really depressed and tired my whole fucking life after, you know, everything that I was going through and everything. No one really like understood me. Like family stopped talking to me altogether, and when they tried to come back to talk to me, I was so disconnected from them that I didn't even know like care who they were. My family doesn't even know what race I am. That's how disconnected like me and my sisters are. They like sat me down and said, "What race are you?" And I was like, does that fucking matter? I'm like 25 now. Like this was like this was like a recent event. It was fucking bizarre. And I was like, what do you mean what race am I? I've been here my entire life and you're just now asking me this? What the fuck's wrong with y'all? Like tell me about y'all don't care. Like damn. Y'all crazy out here. Expecting me to slave away? Like shit. And the one that was the meanest was the actual like birth child, because there was another one of my other sisters was adopted, and she just didn't like it because I had, I guess, better treatment as adoption, but different time eras, dude. Like I don't know. But it's a very interesting thing. Yeah, I'm still at a complete disconnect with my family. It's not that I hate them. I just can't, there's nothing to bond. There's nothing to mend. Like I don't really have any hate to them. They just have these weird opinions formed against me, and that's perfectly fine. They can keep them. I don't want them. You know, they don't. I got kicked out. I got kicked out from seeing my dad for doing a death rite for him. I did a whole like death doula prayer so he could like rest easy and like not be in pain anymore. And he passed away the next day. So it worked. Like he passed away easily and peacefully. So I allowed him to move on. But like, dude, it was fucking. I think everyone just didn't like it because I think my mom and dad liked me way more than them. The more I think about it, I just like, because like my sister called me pissed off, like dad won't stop talking about you and he's about to die. And I was like, what the fuck? She didn't say it like that, but she was like, dad keeps mentioning you, he's really sick, we don't know how much time he has left. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, so like last month he fell sick and now he's like on a deathbed. And I was like, so I didn't get told this at all? He said, no, we were trying to figure out what's going on. Like, so if he would have just randomly just died one day, like you would have just called me and said that, like, damn, you fucking are so inconsiderate. Like, holy shit. God, dude. It was a whole like fiesta. It was a whole ass thing, dude. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel bad. I feel worse about my dad, dude. My dad had to sit there and watch me get like yelled at and abused by my whole family before he died. The day before he died. Like his last memory of me was me getting screamed at by my entire family to leave because the taxi was there to pick me up. Like me personally, I cried about it on the way home and got over it. That was my dad's last moments. That was that house's last moments, dude. That energy's still in that fucking room. That energy's still in that house. I feel bad for them. I'm away from that shit. They get to rot with that. Extended family seen how they treated me, and that extended family didn't know how bad they treated me. So the whole truth got exposed about how shitty they were. So I think the whole family's broke apart now. I genuinely think every one of the families broke apart because Sandy's seen how, well, Sandy's my other sister, and she's seen how I was like trying to like just make everyone peaceful. I was just trying to be peaceful. I wasn't trying to get mad at anyone. I wasn't trying to start any arguments. And she's seen that. So I don't even think that she talks to them anymore. Like I genuinely feel like the whole family's broken apart because of like what they did. It was fucking awful. Um, I even told like uh my sister Lisa, I told her son, like, your mom is an awful person, by the way. And he got mad at me, and I said, I'm not saying this because of like anything from the past. I'm just telling you she's a bitch. And I mean that because I don't call people bitches for no reason. I'm telling you, like, she's an asswipe. And then he witnessed it. And like everyone got to see my full truth at that moment. It was fucking bizarre. Like no one believed me up until that moment that like my whole family was abusing me. And then that happened and everyone was like, oh shit. It was very traumatic. I'm not gonna lie. It took me like a week to get over it, and unfortunately, I worked through it. Instead of like coping through it, I ended up doing a lot more tarot readings because of it, which was not good. Um, but I did take time to nurture myself through it, and I still have moments where I cry about it from here and there because it is still like a sensitive topic. But regardless, it's like you know I did what I had to do. I went there. I did my death doula thing. I did my prayer. He was happy. He was the most active he'd had ever been that day, like ever. His most active day was when I popped up. He hugged me. He actually like my sister like gasped. Well, Sandy gasped and started crying because he started patting my back, and she was like, he never does that. Like he hasn't moved an inch in like 4 days, and then you come here and he like popped up awake. He was a dead asleep, and I walked in the room and his eyes shot up like wide open. So it was a whole thing. It was like damn. So I know that I made my peace. Um, you know, we had a whole like moment. I was like, if you ever need me, I'm right here, Dad. And he said, I'm right here too. Well, he didn't say it because he couldn't speak, but he pointed at his chest too, and I was like, I got you. So we had that moment. We made sure to know that we'd be there for each other, which was very good. Um, so it was a peaceful time. It's bizarre though because I don't hold any grudge against them still, like against the family for like what happened. I get it, but at the same time I'm just like I focus more of it for my dad because I'd rather have peaceful memories rather than vengeful or ravish ones. So I kind of keep it that way. Plus, like after my dad, I got like I. It was so funny. I was watching Ghostbusters, um, and, and like 5 minutes before I got the call that he passed away, like in the movie, someone said something that my dad would have said, and I got really confused and said "Dad," and I heard "Yup," and then I got the call and I was like, "Wait a minute." He was like, yeah, so Henry passed away. I was like, what the fuck? Like I got like a whole like notification from Spirit before it happened. It was like a whole thing. Um, but it was good. Uh, it was nice. He got cremated. I don't have any cremation. I don't have any of his ashes, which kind of sucks. Um, I was supposed to get them, but I don't. That's whatever. I got more important things than ashes. I got memories, and I have his fucking spirit around me. It's way better than having the ashes, dude. Hell, I know his spirit won't stick around that place. I know for a damn fact his spirit won't stick around that place. Eventually, I will. A lot of what they did was illegal. I wasn't a part of any contract signing, which I should have been because I was on the will that my sister then took control of and deleted the will because apparently no one was supposed to get the will. I never got to go through any of his stuff. I never got offered any of his things. So there's a lot of legal things that's going on. Um, and I've already like put in a lot of reports and stuff. I think it's like in the next like either a few weeks or next month. I can start like pressing things going forward. So I'm literally just gonna be like, yo, so y'all did this illegally and I want dad's shit, so I'm gonna go through everything that y'all have of dad's, and if I want it, I'm just gonna take it from you. And if you dare do anything about it, you're going to jail. Because y'all did this illegally and I ain't dealing with it. Because come on, you can't do that. You cannot. Because everyone in the hometown, like, it's bad. It's like, it's really bad because people know, like, kind of what happened. One of my friends from my hometown messaged me, and he was like telling people like how no one like likes my family. It's really bad. I like it's fucking awful. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But they're also like schizophrenic or something. I don't know like what's wrong with my sister, but she's like a fucking paranoid person. Like, I'm not joking. I think her husband is too, because like they like, I don't know, dude. They are crazy people. I've never in my life. Like, they're scared of everything, dude. My sister's a huge germaphobe, and like, it's just weird. Like, they got their own issues that they go through. I never was really allowed around them as a child. I get why. It's like, even my mom was like, I don't know, like, my mom and dad knew. My mom and dad knew who they were. They weren't screwed in too tight. Yeah, because I at least want like a necklace or a ring with my dad's ashes in it. Like, that'd be cool. I have my mom. I don't have the dragons in there, but I have my mom's dragon. That little green dragon that I always show off. That's hers. I have that from her. Um, I do have some things from my dad actually, but it was like, it was given to me like prematurely though. But these were things that we like agreed upon before I moved out. So it, like, this was like years ago. I do my best to turn pain into power. It's not easy. I being like, I don't know. A lot of people like talk about alchemist being like a really happy thing, but really it's a melancholy thing. Being an alchemist is like really melancholy. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. It's not as grand as people think it is, because you really have to like sulk in it. Like, you have to marinate in that shit, dude. Oh shit, welcome in. Talk about dragons. I found this site. I found this website about dragons. I was researching green dragons, and that just reminded me. But tell us about them dragon, the thing that you found out. Dude, it is. It melancholy as fuck, dude. You think Shadow works transmutation, dog? Fuck, dude. When you have to marinate for like weeks on a tiny issue, that shit's awful, dude. It's like, what the fuck? It's very painful, dude. But listen, once the alchemy process is done, it's beautiful. It is solid as fuck. It will stand the test of times. And god dang, it will change you. Yeah. You can do it. Trust me. If I can do it, you can do it. And I did it, I did it by myself. I didn't have anyone around me. I know how it is. Not having like a community to talk to, or feeling like you have a safe space. That's why I have this. I don't want people going through that. I know people do go through that, dude. I don't want no one else going through it. That shit is rough. That ain't fun. You know, we keep it moving, but we gotta have room for that rest. We gotta keep that heart open. It is. It's for real. Like, you know, even though we hear teaching and doing stuff, it is still at the end of the place, you know, if not a safe place, you know, a place where people can just come and relax, you know, not be judged or like be afraid of judgment or some shit. We're just here vibing with each other at the end of the day, sharing experiences, learning with each other, making friends, making connections. I mean, we've had people make friends here. We've had people like purchase other people's services from chat and stuff. Like it's a whole like we're just vibing here. I don't, you know, keep pulling the fool. We love the fool. We love the fool. But yeah, I really do my best to keep it a good vibe. I don't know. I always feel like I struggle to be genuine, but I don't. It's that thing where I detach a lot. It's the Aquarius part of me. I'm gonna pause the video. Imposter syndrome, huge. Yep. I definitely have a bit of imposter syndrome. Just a little bit. But that stems from my music stuff. It's just leeching all over everything else. I feel up hearing that. I don't know. Cause like, I don't know. I know that the truth can be hard for people to bear, and I try to give it in like a softer way. Cause, you know, the the way that I receive the truth is not soft at all. I get it like, I get smacked upside the head with frying pans, basically. And then I come around and go, okay, so this is what I learned. I got this shit smacked into me. Now I can like teach it a little bit. Yeah, it does have a little bit of being humble. Sometimes you end up um sometimes imposter syndrome really just comes from a feeling of like being overlooked or feeling like you're overlooked because there's not like a matching of the energy. Uh not That's not a good way of saying there's not a matching of like on the physical or something like the numbers aren't matching or the reach isn't matching. There's something that's not matching with it that causes that imposter syndrome. There might be a better way of doing it more true to you, or there might just need to be some deeper workings, really. But imposter syndrome is a fucking struggle. Just always remind yourself that, like, no matter what, even if you look at someone and say, like, I don't get how the hell they're doing that and getting where they're at, you can do the thing that you're desiring and get there too. They somehow gravitated people towards them. You already know for a fact they gravitate them towards you. That's, you know, keeping that mindset is key, but, you know, past that, it becomes like that journey of like walking and, you know, being less attached to online personas and being attached to what's really going on. What are they truly doing? Are they being robotic, or are they like, you know, are they expressive? Are they doing the same thing over and over again? Are they following a formula, or are they doing their own thing? And that's kind of where you have to like draw it down. Like, are you someone that wants to, you know, follow a formula to defeat the imposter syndrome, or are you willing to continue doing it, you know, your own way until you become comfortable with your own self, and see how unique and truly beautiful you are in the way that you do things and how you have room. There's always been room. You just haven't, you know, seen it that way yet. Yeah, I clicked on it. I got it. Because you can click on the You can click on links on like computer, but not on mobile for some reason. I give myself frying pans too. Let me tell you. Sometimes you can't avoid a frying pan. Sometimes one or two gets tossed out. But like, you can't avoid it. Once you start talking about things on a certain level, like, you have to like, um, once you start talking about it at a certain level, you really have to start getting hit with frying pans. Something has to like awaken something in you, whether it's a shocking like moment or like a bubble pop. However it is, you know, we got to get hit with it. I had my bubble pop way too many times. I get it. That's why I laugh so much about shit. It's just like, damn. Like I've been like humbled by myself, by others. I've popped my own ego. I've had others pop my ego. It's just been bizarre. Like, it happens so much to where it's just like, damn. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna laugh at it. I ain't got nothing else to do. I don't know how else to handle it. Yeah, we all have a little bit of imposter syndrome, so we don't. Yeah, like, I don't know. Once you get the hang of it, it's easy, but like, I don't know. Not everyone's ready to walk the path. Um, but once you're able to get on that path, it gets a lot easier. I got you. I got you. It's also really funny because like part of my imposter syndrome comes from my authenticity. I don't want to delete the old videos that I have up, but at the same time, I go through a struggle of wanting to. Hold on. Hello? 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 Okay. Just a call that had no. Okay. Hello? Yeah. Yeah. I didn't. It rang over here. Yeah, I was like, hello, and no one was answering, so I was like, well, I guess I'll just hang up. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm working on it right now. Yeah, usually I do. I should probably like go down there and let you know in the mornings, though, so you know that. But yeah, usually like when I wake up, I'm immediately working on it. Mm-hmm. See you. Awesome. The first time they called, nothing happened. Like we had a weird error on the phone. Because they called, like no one was on the line. It was just empty. They said that they said that when they called, it didn't ring the first time. So I was like, okay. But yeah, they just making sure that I know that I've made the reservation for a day and I gotta go do my shits. And that's what we're doing. Alrighty. Let's see here. So your first card is the Two of Cups, which is not the Tower. The Two of Cups. I forgot to mention this, but the Two of Cups is the most important card in the deck. I need to start doing that more and start using the phrases for the cards a lot more to make them easier for people to grasp onto. Um, Two of Cups, you are connecting to that internal source currently. You know, you're following a plan, you're listening to yourself. Your heart, the divine is giving you a feeling to move forward with, and your mind has seen it and it's seeing it as something valuable and voice crack and is moving towards it. With the two being masculine energy, Two of Cups. Let me get the zodiacs and stuff for you. Two of Cups, Cancer and Venus. It has a lot to do with that connectivity with the two fishes inside of you, the two things receiving that wisdom. So continue down that path. Right now, especially with the Ten of Swords reverse, don't allow these thoughts that you have destroy you. It's the Gemini and Sun. This has a lot to do with the twos and U's heavily. With Cancer and Gemini, you know, the two fishes, the two, you know, the twins as well with the Gemini. But don't allow the other twin of yours to destroy this part of you. You're not being self-sacrificial. You're not needing to overthink something to make something a burden. You're not needing to overplan. Right now, your rational mind is doing as it is. So if you're rational, it's like, let's say you're thinking, like, so you got that feeling and you start planning and your mind's going down that road. You're fine right now. Your thoughts are not betraying that feeling. It's using that feeling. So continue thinking down that route. And be aware of this too. Be aware of like what thoughts you have right now that are actually nourishing you, because this is that heart space connection that we need to move forward, like to get to that destiny point, to get to what we're desiring. It's about actualizing and realizing when you're in that Two of Cups moment that you're in right now, and seeing like, okay, I'm connected. This idea that came to me, which is the first feeling you get is a thought. It's a very quiet thought, but then it leads, you know, down a path. So when you get that, just pay attention to that. Know that that's from the heart space, and pay attention to how that feels, to what it's like, to how it just randomly came up as it did, to help you know in future references. But regardless, right now you're moving with the feminine twin inside of you. The masculine Jack is definitely submitting to Jill and allowing her to like lead the way. So continue down that path. You're doing it. You got the right ideas, especially if you have like plans for like things to do later. That's the way to do it. That's the plan. Oh hell yeah! There's a lot of people that come in here and get their first reads. It's very I enjoy doing people's first reads. Um, it's always nice to hear that. Because we're getting reading can definitely be scary. They really can. Depending on who you're getting your reading from and stuff. And that, you know, take that wherever you want to take that. But I got you. I enjoy doing these 2-card reads so much. Like, I really do. What does Z stand for? My name is Zahara. My nickname is Z. Some people just call me Z. It's just a little nickname. Yeah, most people call me Z. Most people I'm either called Z or Luna. Like, there's no like. But yeah, people either call me either Z or Luna. But Luna's like an old nickname. I've had that one for fucking years. Just recently, people have been calling me Z. But it's whatever. But yeah, that's why I called it Z the Healer. I didn't know what else to call it, dude. I was like, shit, everyone kind of just knows me as Z, so I'll just put it. So I'll put it there. I low-key kind of missed my alias being Stumpy. That was a fun one to have. When you get a bunch of reverse cards, depends on the card, meaning. Reversals and uprights don't really, I mean, they'll tell you obviously different meanings, but like, it depends. Like, I would, if I had the Four of Wands reverse, I wouldn't want that at all. Like I would like to be harmonized within myself. I would like to be engaged with both parts of me. But if the Devil came in reverse, I'd be fucking happy. I'm no longer bound to the external world. I'm living a life that is not operating of a matter over mind status. I'm able to control the realm around me and create. You know, so it all depends on like what cards are in reverse within that reading. Some cards again are bad to get upright. Like you don't want the Devil upright. That's saying you're bound. You don't want the Nine of Wands upright or the Ten of Wands upright. The Nine of Wands is saying that you're stressed out because you're holding on to too many ideas, and the Ten of Wands is saying you held on to so many ideas for so long that you know now you're just exhausted. Now you're carrying all this dead weight and can't move forward. You know, I wouldn't want the Two of Swords upright because that's saying I'm blinding myself. I need to make a decision. Though it's good to know that I need to make a decision, I know now that I'm blinded by my thoughts. You know. Because it's never good or bad. They give you the answer. They give you the reason and the answer in all the cards. It just again depends on like what card is in reverse. That would be bad. And the way that the two card pulls work is the first card. I would just keep these two, right? Because these two are, you know, they're on the bottom. The two card pulls, like, they work. The first card is the issue, right? And the second card is the solution or like the reason. Usually you do like 3 cards to have like to have like how you're going to fully do it, but you know, the second card explains like why you're in it and how to get out, right? So this is like your reason, you know, this is your situation. You're stressed out, you're panicked, you have a headache, you have so many ideas, you don't know how to move forward, you're being tested because it's a 9. And you know, the reason why is the Devil, because you're bound to some form of thinking. Saturn has you in its grips, you're unable to move forward, you're blind, your 5 senses are going crazy, you're not paying attention to your heart sense, all those things. Yeah, the Ten of Swords is the self-sacrifice card. Ten of Swords is where you sacrifice yourself for your own thoughts. I literally split it right there too. Thank you, Spirit. Look at that. The water in the background, that shows you how close you were to your goal. And this the red over the gold. The red is like, think of a bull. When you get mad, people say, "Oh, I see red." That's what the red is there for. The red is over the gold. The red is covering up the heart. You sacrifice the heart space for the rational mind, which is why it's on top of it. What's on top is the last layer. It's what you're going to be known for, what you're shining out, and you're so close to the waters. You didn't. The mountain range in the back is where the Hermit is, and that Hermit card also goes to the 8 of Cups. And also the Moon. All those cards take place way back in the background. That's why that purple mountain's there. You didn't quite make that journey. You didn't take the journey that you needed to. You thought there could be a shortcut. Well, even though there was a shortcut, you didn't get to the nourishment that you needed. You were so close yet so far. But, you know, that's, you know, this is tarot. This is tarot. This is tarot. I don't know what anyone else is doing, but this is tarot, dude. I fucking love this shit. It's something about, because I don't know. I don't know, man. Every time I talk about these cards, I get like the tingles. I get enlightened. Spirit just goes, "Yerp, you got it." Like you hit it right on the head. Like that's just how it be. This is the story of life, man. In a 72 card book, I should say. And it's a picture book, because pictures speak 1,000 words. Question is, can you speak the language? Can you speak symbology? Hopefully. Most people can speak astrology and numerology, but symbology is different. No, dude, tarot, like, I don't know, man. I have such a passion for this stuff. It is so beautiful. Keep it simple, not shallow. Exactly. Because it's like, we can go into depth. I can go deep into depth with this. You know what I mean? I really, really can. Because, I mean, look back, right here, even there's the mountain range again, right? There's another mountain that's still connecting with those other cards. All these cards connect. And, you know, all you have to do is really look at them. And that's what I'm wanting to do, is like get these all lined out. Because I only know the first two cards and the last card. Because the last card is the chariot, obviously, because you know you get to move free and move forward. But the first two cards is the fool to the devil. You take the leap to faith. You take the leap of faith. You end in new grounds, and now you're stuck because you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. You move to a new location. Let's say you move houses. You're in a new state now. I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know any friends. I can't go out. I don't know anyone. I don't want to go outside and make new friends. That's dangerous. I don't know this place. What if I get lost? All those things because you took a new adventure, took a new leap. Now you're bound. Your five senses are inflamed. You're blind as a bat. The matter around you is controlling your mind. And then after that, you move forward. I don't know where it goes after the devil, though. I haven't looked into it that much yet. Because I have like so many notes on this shit, dude. It's bizarre. I fucking love this stuff. Oh my god. Ever since I met the Edmund, I've been going crazy with this. He has like definitely enlightened me. Um, and I am forever grateful. Because even like I don't know, even just like reading the cards in this way, it helps way more for like me. Like I'm able to receive like I can now see how like the cards relate to everyone now. Like damn, like shit. Even though this reading's for someone else, it still relates to me because I'm going through something like it. It's supposed to relate for everyone, but it's for that specific individual and like what their current is. You can do general readings like that, sure, but you know, it's all about that discernment, about knowing what that true thing is. Yeah, I would, yeah, definitely. I would say Oracle would be better for channeling. You can channel with tarot for sure. It's a thing. The only issue with channeling with tarot is it definitely if you don't say that you're channeling with tarot and you just say you're reading tarot, you then cause that confusion, right? Yeah, the fucking snail. I'm so glad you talk about it, dude. I love the snail. The fucking Nine of Pentacles, dude. Take it slow, baby. Admire all the shit that you've brought up. You don't see that snail. It's so fucking tiny. But you gotta take it slow. Gotta relax, man. You've built everything up. You're at the end of the test. Relax. You've done it. You built the garden. Yeah, and it's blue. It's fucking turbo. It's turbo, this snail, dude. That's his name, right? Turbo? That was the movie. The fucking snail that got sucked into a car and got like nitrous. Got fucking nitroed or something, dude. That was a crazy movie to watch. I don't know who the hell made that one, dude. I remember seeing that in high school. I was like, why are we watching this, dude? Like, what the fuck is this? This is like cars, but just like snails, man. Like, what the hell? You took him to like an underground snail racing thing. Like, dude, I was getting like, this is stupid. An underground snail racing community. Holy shit, dude. What the fuck? That was, man. If that's what goes on in insects and bug lives, then sign me up for that next life, I guess. Holy shit, dude. They got crazy shit going on too. That's wild. But yeah. This stuff is just so fun. But yeah. Most people just channel when they read, which is fine. It's just more about allowing people to know the difference. Because that's why a lot of people think tarot isn't real. Because it's like, how are you getting all that from this? There's no words on it. You're just making shit up. Like, no, it's the symbology. It's like, you know, there's the numerology. Not many people actually pay attention to the numerology. Now that I notice it, they'll only pay attention to it if it comes out in pairs of 3. They tend to forget that each number has its own meaning, and the only reason why those 3 numbers have a meaning is because they're added up together and like put to like the smallest sum that they can be, or until they're like a single digit, basically. So I think people kind of like forget about that as well. Because the numerology that's used in tarot is way different than like what we like angel numbers and shit. The numerology in tarot has like a whole thing, like the steps of pregnancy can be dictated from 1 to 9. Obviously, I mean, you stay pregnant for 9 months, dude. It's like it's part of the numerology. That's why there's only 9 numbers. It doesn't go to 10. It goes to a new level, you know. Is that 4 9? Yeah. Yeah, today's 9. Yeah, it's 9 9 18. Yeah, it's 9. Today is 9. today is solid 9. So yeah, today is 9 9 99. Not really 99, but 18, which is 9. Yeah, I was reading the Tarot of Bohemia, and that's going off of like the Masonic, and the Kabbalist systems and how they relate in the Scottish rites, and that was around the time of the Romans, which is really cool to like tie it back to that. But even going back even deeper, like tarot was way even before like the Sumerian era. Which is what like the Masonics and the Scottish rites and the Kabbalists found out. They just chose different ways of explaining it. They say the same thing. It's the same thing as like it's like the same thing as like all the branches of Christian and like Islam and Christianity. There's like very particular and peculiar like differences, but they say the same shit if you read into it a different way. But it is a very good informal read. I found the PDF of it last time you mentioned it, and I started reading through it. And I was like, yeah, that this is all I see where they're like it's all there. It's very interesting, especially because like I don't know, the whole like Scottish rite, how the Scottish rite was even involved with the 33s and that. They're lying to you. They don't know shit. That's European shit, dude. These tarot cards, the gypsies had them, dude. Ain't no white man figure this shit out. I ain't trying to be mean. I ain't no European figure this shit out, though. On God, they ain't figure shit out. Pythagoras went to the Egyptian schools to figure out how to do math, man. Like, come on. These great, like, Greek and Roman scholars went to Egyptian schools, bro. They didn't know a damn fucking thing. They had to go to the originals to get that shit. Whoever's mentoring that brother is incorrect. So, I'm glad you just. I tend to laugh it off too. Like if someone says something like that, it's like, dude, when was the last time a sphinx was in Italy? Like what? Like even in the Bible, you literally read when the Romans invaded Lower Egypt in the Old Testament. That's the whole battle of Moses and shit, dude. Where Moses was up there with the Pharaoh with Aaron. That was the invasion of Lower Egypt that was going on while this knowledge was being hidden. That's why this shit was being outlawed. They tell you right in the book, dude. They really do. But it's like people don't look at it that way. They look at it in one way, but it's a total thing. It's a huge thing. You can get history from it. It ties history in with things. They had to have all this stuff in. It's literally in it, though. They literally talk about, like, prophets, astrologers, and, like, oracles. They literally say the word oracle, dude. Like, I don't know how much they have to say. They're not going to say tarot. They're not going to say tarot readers. They're going to say astrologers, and they're going to fucking say constellation readers and shit. They ain't going to tell you what it is. They're going to tell you the art forms that consist of the life that they followed, but they won't tell you that the life that they followed was called tarot, and not, Christianity or religion, because tarot is a way of life. It is life. It's how life works. It's the mechanics behind life. And tarot cards hold those mechanics in those cards. Yeah, I forgot. We work for the devil. My bad. My bad. We out here working for the devil. My bad. I forgot. I forgot. Even though the Antichrist agenda is to keep you focused on everything else other than yourself, right? So that you aren't prepared for that end moment and at peace with self. But what do I know? I work for the devil. Or some shit like that. God damn, bro. I get, like, I laugh so hard when people say that. It's just, I can't take it serious, dude. I can't. I can't. You can't be telling something like, because it's a thing. This is a real thing. I have to, like, there was a time in my life where I had to remind myself that people are, like, actively on, like, meth and crack. Not, like, full on, but diluted versions of it, like, daily. Like, we're being poisoned all the time. Like, I had to, like, go through a period where I was like, everyone's being poisoned. So I have to control myself a little bit. Like, I can't, like, just because someone, you know, explodes, I can't just retaliate that. Yeah, and fucking Rev 40 eating bugs and shit. Like, dude, like, I really had to like lock in one day and be like this shit. Like, I can't be all upset. Like, it's not even their fault. They just fucking came here and now they're just being, like, assaulted every day of their life. Like, it's not like, I can't get mad at someone's lack of wanting to know. That's on them, you know. That might not even be on them. It just might be the fucking chemical, like, and shit that's been holding them back. You never know. Like, it's like, you gotta remind yourself of these things. But after I did that, I was like, you know what? It's all good. It's all G. Ain't nothing to really, like, stress or worry about within those realms. Oh my gosh, I got a hiccup that won't come out. I don't need to put 2 A's, I could just put 1. Why would you drink Red Fort? What's the purpose of that? Is that like a parasitic like thing? Like they're seeing like how much? I don't get it. I'm okay. Why'd you put it in milk? Why are you telling people? That's not good. I don't care. Bill Gates, I'm not eating bugs. Fuck you. You can eat all the bugs you want. You fucking weirdo. You fucking. I bet he's one of those fucking praying mantises. I bet Bill Gates is a praying mantis. One of those fuck. You know what I'm talking about? That fucking species. I think they are in Mars. I think they belong to like the Mars. Fucking. I don't know. I bet he's one of those. I bet he eats bugs all the times. I'm glad you do, Lucy. I bet he's one of those things. I swear to God. I think you can keep all that shit to yourself. I'm cool. Cause first of all, you had candy bugs. I ain't gonna eat no cricket on a stick. Fuck that. I don't care how much sugar you put on it. I'm not doing that. Fuck no. Oh, eat mealworms. They're healthy for you. Fuck you. I'm in middle school. I'm feeding this mealworm to the frog or the snake or whatever we were looking at the time. Like, god dang, bro. I'm not same Joe. I ain't listening to that. I ain't listen to a damn thing he says. Bugs have so much protein and they're so good for you. Then fucking, why don't you take a whole bag of roaches right now on live television, Bill Gates, and start eating them then? Right now for all of us, if they're so fucking good for you, do it right now. No processing. Pussy, you won't, because they ain't good, because you won't even eat it. You too scared of your own product. Same thing with the dude who invented Pepsi. I don't even give that shit to my family. Fuck it, I wouldn't fucking either, dude. If I created a toxin that can remove fucking rust from shit, I wouldn't give that to my kids either. The hell? Y'all crazy out here. I can't get it. I just like, dude, come on. If you at least gonna say it's good for you, you should at least fucking do it. Try it. And then they got people like, again, they're trying to do a whole fast scare. Okay, listen though, Dr. Pepper, like, look, I can't. I like Dr. Pepper. I can't lie. I used to hate it. I had to grow into it. Those roaches, nah, them roaches be around him belly, just rolling around and shit. That'd be gross. Oh my god. And then like, there's a whole fast scare. Like, people are getting scared to fast now for some reason. Like that one dude who like apparently like almost died from fasting. No, he did not. You're doing something wrong if you almost die from fasting. The fuck? Like, if you have to eat, eat. Like, you don't have to. Fasting is not about killing yourself. It's about rejuvenating the body. If you simply can't take the pain of that, you know, cleansing, it's okay. Juice. Get honey. Like, drink raw fruit. You get vitamins, dude. There's ways you can fast with like keeping your body up to date, dude. You don't have to go raw. It's all propaganda. I think it's funny as hell because that dude was like, man, I almost died from fasting. I didn't eat for fucking 30 days and I didn't die. I don't want to hear a damn fucking thing. There are monks that don't eat for months on end and walk up and down trails faster and more efficient than like hikers who have like full on protein meals and shit. I don't want to hear a damn thing about you dying from fasting. You just a bitch. You just trying to get us all confused. I ain't about it. I ain't about that propaganda stuff. I think it's funny as hell. Because if people were dying from fasting, more people would be dead. Let's just keep it real. If people were dying from fasting, more people would be dead. Especially now, because more people be fasting now than ever. Or at least trying to get into it. I've had so many people ask me, how do you get into fasting? I want to get into fasting. Like, what's the best way? I got you. Get honey. That's all you need. Really, if you don't want to, if you want to do like a full on fast, just drink honey. Seriously, that shit will help you. It rejuvenates you, it keeps you energized, it keeps you healthy. It reduces stomach pain, like acid reduction. It helps. It's the food of the gods. Especially if you're gonna fast and talk a lot, it's gonna help soothe your throat. Nah, that's the fucking thing, dude. Like, you can't be saying like this fasting shit is like bad and like gonna kill you. There are people starving and not even trying to fast. We're talking about full on starving that are still living, not even wanting to fast. So shut the fuck up about fasting killing you, dude. Worry about the actual issue of the food that we're eating killing us, and then we can talk about it. Like, there's points that we have to get to first. We can't just be like, oh, it's gonna kill you. No. Now, if you're diabetic, of course, there's rules and regulations that you're gonna need to follow to make sure that you don't have any serious injuries, right? Of course. There's those guidelines to follow. But be sure to follow those guidelines. Research this shit. Don't just jump into it because you think it's gonna help you. That you can hurt yourself. You can really hurt yourself from fasting. Trust me. You can fuck yourself up, but you won't die from it. You'll have a really bad stomach ache. You might overeat whenever you're done fasting and get a stomach ache and bloat yourself. You know, you might have stomach issues. You might have stomach acid and reflux and heartburn or whatever, but that's just part of the process of getting rid of those old cells and those parasites and shit. No, it really is. Oh, shit. I'll have to look into that because I'm always looking into like healthier soda things because I do like carbonated beverages. I really do. But I don't like the sugar intake of a lot of things. I used to drink Sprite all the time because of caffeine addictions, and then that just replaces that with sugar, which is not healthy at all. So I ended up going to like healthier sodas and stuff. Um, no, like Alex Jones's voice sounds like he's been a chain smoker for 70 years, dude. I don't know what the fuck he's been doing. But he's been on like a red meat only diet before as well, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it either or not. Um, some people's bodies just aren't made for it, especially if you aren't lean. Like your body type depend like if you need to eat meat, your body type will tell you. Like if you need to eat lean meat, your body will tell you. Like you don't need to eat like all sorts of fatty stuff and everything. I don't know much about like vocal health. I know like about vocal exercises, and like pitching it and stuff of that nature. I wanted to get into like beatboxing at one point to help me with music. Um, so that was that. I need to respond to this. No, I don't. I don't need to respond to that at all. Actually, I'm good. But other than like vocal cord health, it's I mean I know how not to strain vocal cords. And welcome in, and you're very welcome. I appreciate you for stopping it and saying such. But yeah, you don't like some people go get like vocal cord surgery, but you can change your voice with just like exercises every day. I will say though, I will say this. From every professional singer that I've talked to and from everyone that I've asked, Lay's chips, like the amount of like oil on just plain regular like Lay's chips actually helps your vocal cords. It soothes your vocal cords. It makes them smoother. Actually, I don't know if you can back that up or not, Ellie, but I've heard that from a lot of singers, and I've heard the difference personally, like throughout the voice. I don't know how healthy it is per se, but I do know that some singers will eat like a few like Lay's chips to get their vocals like loosened up. But I'm that's a music industry tip. But they have to be plain. Like you can't have any form of like coating on it. Like no flavor coating or anything like that that would like get caught up in the esophagus and cause mucus to form. We're talking about just simply like Lay's chips, like even if it's like lightly salted, just like plain. Because you don't want to make anything that build up mucus. And that oil can help relax that and stuff. But I'm pretty sure that that can help with vocal stuff too. I'm just going off of what I've heard from like professional singers and stuff. Because when I went to the college, I like, huh? I didn't know about pineapple juice. That's interesting. Butters, yeah, dude, dude, hit me up with butterscotch and honey. Honey and butterscotch are like cool. Lemon obviously will. The oil, yeah. I thought the oil would help. You just don't want to eat too many of them though, because then now you'll fuck up your mouth and stuff and get it either salivating too much or too dry. But they'd eat like a few of them and get that. Ooh, yeah, that that's so interesting, Lucy. I had a girl in who I went to school with. Her name was Amber. And she never like all she could do was whisper. She never like talked or screamed. She screamed once. She screamed once loud. It was on accident though. She didn't mean to. I don't know like what happened, but she always. What the fuck? Did we go to the same school or something? Hold on. Cause she never like talked. She always whispered. But we were really good for, like, we were cool. We were friends. Okay. See, that's what I would think, Ellie, because just like the enzymes in it would just eat away that shit. Aw. Well, that's interesting. That's really wild that we both knew someone who didn't talk named Amber. That's so cool. Yeah, I get that. I get that with the nasally voice. I'm not too sure, but I can get that. Dude, now let me tell you, eucalyptus will fucking cleanse. I keep it on me, man. If you need to cleanse an area, it will. Be very careful though, because like eucalyptus, frankincense, and myrrh, you can get high off of those herbs if you're not careful. Um, so don't use too much of it, or you will like get high, and it's not fun. I've done that on accident, and it's a fucking atrocious time. Well, at least on the eucalyptus, because it's just how fucking pure, and this is like pure oil, so it would definitely fucking kill me. I can't stand using too much of it then, but you gotta be careful, because people used to get high off of frankincense and myrrh all the time. Like those oils were like royal oils for a reason. Those are your psychedelics and shit. No, no, but yeah, no, for real though. I know what you mean, because like you don't have to use that much of it. It's just crazy. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, you have to like, in order for you have to like put it on you and like smell it. Like you have to shoot it to the dome for you to get high off of it. It's an inhalant, right? So don't do it. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just letting you know like that's how it would occur. Um, but yeah. But it's also better, like, if you are going to, like, smoke and get high and shit, I would recommend Red Lotus and Blue Lotus. Mixing those two together, it's a soothing thing. Smoke it out of, like, a rose petal. It's soothing, it keeps you calm, it heightens your awareness, um, it gives a good body high. But, you know, as long as you're detoxing your lungs, you're fine. If you're gonna smoke anything, at least use what is it? Black castor oil. Uh, is it? What is it? It's black. It's the castor oil. It's the fucking black seed castor oil, I think is what it's called. I think someone in here knows it. I know for sure. But detox your lungs if you are gonna smoke, just so you don't get popcorn lung, or have any sort of like lung deficiencies. Definitely like just like detox the lungs, because it's like, it's not that any of these things are bad. It's only bad that we leave that gunk in our body to like hurt ourselves. If we can clean our systems out and do that, we'll be fine, right? As long as you're exercising and keeping your health up to date, it's fine. Do whatever you want, but it's about being healthy with it, really. It's like black seed oil. Hold on. What the fuck is it called? Yeah, it's black. It's just called black seed oil, I guess, or melanin drops. Hell yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, you also have like all that, like you have all the knowledge of how to keep care of your voice and stuff. So you different though. You got the techniques. You know how to take care of it. But yeah, just detox your lungs. As long as you don't get popcorn lung, you're really fine. Because popcorn lung sucks. It's just when you have all that mucus in your lungs and you can't fucking breathe because it's all crackly and stuff. And then that makes room for like liquid to get in your lungs and you get pneumonia, all sorts of shit from that. So it's just being aware of that. Just, you know, walk whatever path of life you want. Just take care of yourself. The only thing I'm like 1,000% against is like drinking, because that's like, I don't know. That's just a straight up poison to you. That's the only thing I'm like, mm. But again, I get it. Everyone has like their own path. And if you use alcohol for your ancestors, that's your power for you. If you use wine for your ancestors, that's more power for you. That's just not my life. That's just not my life. Honey and lemon, dude. Let me tell you, honey and lemon tea, that gets you good. That's all you need. Honey and lemon tea, you'll be fine for like literally the rest of your life. That shit will declog all sorts of mucus. Your lymphatic system will be good. Your muscles will be healthy. You'll be able to intake hydration better, bro. You'll just be good. You'll just be fine. What about straight tobacco? Not too sure. Not too sure. Tobacco used to be used for healing in small bits back in the day, but with all the chemicals that they add to it now, probably not. But like raw tobacco, it does have pharmaceutical usages. I appreciate that. Thank you, Laura. I'm glad that that's the feeling. I try to keep it friendly and that good vibe up here. Aw. Honestly, Laura, I'm glad that I can give that vibe. I'm really glad I can give that vibe. Like it like that actually made my whole day. Like that I usually try not to let comments like that like light me up. Like damn, that just hit like a soft spot on me. So thank you very much for that. I very much appreciate that, Laura. Thank you. I really do. Like that I don't know. That put tingles all over my body and a huge ass smile on my face. That just got me. Cause like I don't know. That's the vibe I want to give people, like really. And I'm glad that I'm able to like and give it in that sense. I'm glad that you're able to find comfort in here like that. But yeah, tobacco also is really good for ceremonial uses too. Uh, it's used for a lot of funerals and African traditionals. It's used in a lot of funerals. You'll spray the alcohol and you'll blow the smoke in the deceased loved one's face as a pass on for respect and luck and flourishing. And in return, that's even why some people bury the bodies under their houses too. For protection, their spirits underneath the house with them protecting them. Aww. Well, I'm glad I could be a part of it, Lori. I truly am. I'm glad that you were led here, and I'm glad that I was able to supply what the Spirit led you here to receive. Um, I truly, I'm glad that I don't know. It really makes me happy just every time to know that I really do like the job of making this place like a comfy place. Um, I tend to sometimes I stress out a little bit because I am like a mama bear. I very much like want to make sure everyone's good and everyone's like getting taken care of. That's why I try to respond to everyone's like comments. I'm always like, okay, who's doing this, who's doing that, but like I'm glad that I'm glad that like it's received that way. I don't stress myself out about it, but I'm just very attentive to it. Um, but we're glad to have you here, Laura. We truly are. Um, and thank you again. Thank you so much, truly. And yeah, hoodoo be soliciting the alcohol. Let me tell you, dude, they be keeping cologne, they be keeping bottles of alcohol up on the altar. They know which one to crack for whoever they need to call on. I appreciate all you all as well. It's a beautiful place here. It really is. Because like even sometimes I stream just to like relax. It's really funny. Like sometimes, like there is a period where I would like just stream like multiple times a day, and it would be because like I'm just kind of stressed out right now, and I really just want to see who I can like talk to. I don't really have any friends. Everyone's at work, so I'm just gonna go live, and I would go live, and people would pop in. We just talk and chill. We wouldn't do like any readings. It would just be chill days, and it's just I like being able to host things like that. I really do. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I just it's I don't know. I just love it. I'm very glad that I was able to build this up, and I'm very grateful for all of you because like truly and wholly like every one of you have been like a huge help. You know, whether it's like financial donations, whether it's energetic donations, whether it's just knowledge, whether it's just the sharing of the mutual feeling of unconditional love. It's like it's pushed me through and helped me through so many fucking things that like I wouldn't have been able to make it. Like the friend groups that I have, they aren't a spiritual supportive. I'm the spiritual support for them in that sense. And it's like I come here and it's that equal give and take where we're all given that same like spiritual support, and it's just a beautiful thing to have here. It really is. It's definitely been a safety net, and a huge blessing, and I don't know. I can't put it into words. The only thing I can do is like stay at work because I don't really want to put it in the words. I want to put it in the action. I want to get the things that I need in order so that I can put things and plans that I have like fully like that I've been wanting to do for a while. I can fully get plans moving, but that's what I've been working with, and the journey of walking around with you all with this, and has just made it so much easier. Um, how long does it take to replenish the soul? Soul is always full. The soul is always full. The soul doesn't ever need to be replenished. It's the mind that needs to be replenished. The soul might need to be nurtured or need to be matured in the sense of learning something. Um, but it is always full. It just needs to be seen. It just needs to be nurtured. It needs to be seen what's holding inside of it. It might need to be cleaned out. Go fishing within your soul to pull out what's within it. Mm. What's going on with that? Maybe we can definitely talk about it. Are you overwork? Are you sacrificing yourself in the sense of like overworking or overthinking? Um, because an overcomplication of things can definitely feel like draining of a life force. Um, you may be fighting against the path that you're on that could also be doing that. Um, how like because we can talk about this. We can go as deep as we need to go with it. We can get a reading going. We can do whatever however you want to go about this. But we can get you the help that you need for sure. Um, it's all about however you want to go about it, though. Let me know how you know, if you just want to talk about it, or you want a reading, or, ideas, or however you want to describe more about the situation. We got this. Go back on the old patterns. Hey, that's literally normal. That happens. And no, Laura, you're fine. It's perfectly fine. And I got you. I got you, Mastery. But it's okay to fall back into old patterns. That's the thing. When we fall in back into old patterns, it's not to punish us. It's not to make us feel like we're a failure. It's not to make us feel like we're weak. It's not to put us down. It's to show us the fact that we need to humble ourselves. We're still growing. We're still learning. You know, there are things that I still do to this day that I've done in the past that I don't need to do. Oh my goodness, need to do anymore. But they still come back because there's a weakness in it, and it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but it's showing me like this is my imperfection. This is the part of me that I have to live with, and also like, and while living with it, become like who I'm fully supposed to be within that divine right. Not allowing my own opinion of feeling like this is bad stop me from moving forward. If it's something that's hindering you from moving forward, let's say that it's an addiction that's keeping you from moving forward, and it's just a complete hindrance, then it needs to be cut off. Then, working on that could be cut off. But in general terms, like, going back in the old cycles isn't bad. It's to show you a revamping of things. It's the same thing of why we run into the same like people that have like the same energy of others. It's not to say that it's the same person. It's a different scenario. It's showing you a different outlook, a different perspective from it. We can get you a 2-card pull for that, and get some more talking points on it and move forward. Because, like, I mean, this is just a normal thing. Like, it's don't beat yourself up over it. Don't make yourself feel like you're bad for falling back to old cycle. It happens. It really does, dude. And it sucks. It hurts a little bit. It does suck. You do have to go through that feeling of knowing that you did it. But it gets you closer to yourself. It shows you like the two sides of you. The part of you that's trying to evolve into a being that you're desiring to be, and the other half of you that's kind of stuck in that past form that hasn't like moved forward yet. It's showing you both of those sides, and giving you the free will to choose between those two, and sometimes you have to ride that whole cycle out. Sometimes you don't have to, but sometimes you do have to ride that cycle out. Sometimes you have to ride it out till your soul decides to crack open a little bit more and say, you know what, we're moving forward, we're not doing this anymore, and setting that boundary then, but yeah, first card with the Ten of Swords right now, the biggest advice: don't beat yourself up. Don't let yourself feel like you have betrayed God, or that you've ruined your path, or that you're lost, or that you can't get back somewhere, right? Don't allow those thoughts to be a thing. That's not true. With the Ten of Swords reversed, and it being at 10 as well, 10 is just saying you're going to the next level. So, and as well over here, like I always like, when you go to the next level, you always start at the rock bottom. You always are at rock bottom of the next level. You know what I mean? So this could even just be a new cycle that you're entering, a new level where you just ended up going back to those old addictions, because that part of you that, is there, that, hold on, excuse me, let me breathe. The part of you that is connected to that next level still has those old paradigms attached to it. So you have to go through it in this new energy to understand why you had it, right? Right, and that's the thing. Don't allow the falling lower of rock bottom, defeat you. Think of it in this way: the more you hit, the lower you go with rock bottom, the deeper you can get into yourself. Because the lower, like when you hit rock bottom, that's when you begin to become more truthful with yourself. That's when you become more like blunt with yourself. That's when you become a little bit more harsh with yourself even. So if you can do that internal work and dive deep inside yourself, you'll get the direct answers that you need to help you move up, and that's going to motivate you to push yourself past that. So right now, don't allow that to fully, to drown you. Allow yourself to feel the way you're feeling. If you feel ashamed, allow yourself to feel that shame. Don't push it away. Be that authentic energy that you're in. you know I mean, exactly what Ellie said. You know that this is a thing. You can feel that it's a problem. You know that you shouldn't be doing that, right? That's better than most, because you actually feel that guilt, and you're asking, like, what do I do? Like, how do I get this help? You're already getting it. You're already on the right path. That's why, don't beat yourself up about that. You're already doing what you need to do. Next thing you need to do is express yourself. Allow yourself to feel the way you need to. Don't allow yourself to be like, oh, if I feel these ways about myself, then that's going to be bad, and I can't feel this way about myself, because if I'm negative about myself, then everything around me is going to fall apart. Don't do that. Allow yourself to be authentic. Feeling that true energy of how you feel now removes it. It allows it to take its course and to leave. It cleans its system faster. And again, we have the Nine of Cups after that, which is very interesting. After like, things are working. Like, there's a wish being fulfilled. I don't know if you've maybe had like a manifestation in the background, or had an ideal life, or an ideal thing you wanted to do. But whatever is happening, this is leading you to that path. With the Nine of Cups upright, that's a genie in a bottle. That's a wish granted. Whatever you're desiring to do, you're on the path of doing it. So again, like, if this is like, oh, I want to change my path. I want to get more serious with my path. I want to get more serious with my journey, or I want to do this, or I want to start this business, or I want to start, making these crafts or something. This is the pathway of getting there. We can have whatever we want, but we have these things called consequences, or sequences of cons that happen after we make a decision. That doesn't mean you made a bad decision. It's just the laws of the energy, the laws of nature that we have. When we receive something, we receive equal of opposite, to keep the balance and to keep the balance in stack. So even though you might be dealing with this falling back into an old self and falling deeper, that might be the consequence of this. The fact of that consequence is that just because you hit rock bottom, there's going to be something that's going to be a con to that. You don't want to be at rock bottom, so the con of being at rock bottom is being at the top. You already have the solution to get to the top. There's just this need of diving of deep, of feeling, just not even doing shadow work, even just feeling what you feel right now. Allowing yourself to express yourself, and even, whatever old cycles you fell into, because this is what I used to do. No, karma does not exist like that. Karma is simply just a response to an action. That's all karma is. If I were to go break up a fight between two people, my karma would be me getting hit in the face. Like, let's say I get hit in the face. My karma is getting hit in the face. Why is that my karma? Because I decided to go and break up a fight that had nothing to do with me. I involved myself in two forces that were moving, and my karma, the action that happened to me, was me being involved. My karma, if I don't break up that fight, is watching two people get beat up. You know what I mean? So don't allow yourself to be a fear of that. Don't buy into that fear trap. That's not how that works. But again, like, what I would do with my old cycles, when I would go through them, I would do it consciously. Like, I would go out knowing what I would be doing. So I'd go out and I would go do one of my old cycles. I shouldn't be doing it, but I'd be doing it consciously. So as I would be doing the activity, like, I would go back and smoke, right? I'd go back and smoke. And while I would smoke, I would make it my decision, like, since I'm doing this, let me find out why I'm doing it. Let me find out the side effects of me doing it. What is it promoting? What is it preventing me from doing? So that I can move away from it. So I can understand why this even exists in the first place. Why this addiction is there. Why do I feel the need to go back to this? What feelings is there? And it was stress. I was overstressing myself, and I was going to go back to smoking to, use that as as my relaxation method. So I ended up doing that for a minute. But then as I was going through that cycle, I was like, well, it's not even the fact that the smoking is helping me not get stressed, because now that I'm smoking, I'm even more stressed now, because I know I shouldn't be doing this. So it allowed me to see that I was just avoiding doing the things that I needed to do. I was avoiding the meditation that I kept telling myself I needed to do. I was avoiding the journaling that I should have been doing. I was avoiding, projects, my album that I wasn't working on for a while. All these things that were building up. that I didn't quite see at first, because it was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and then it just built up to this grand thing. So then I ended up using that, like that addiction state of being like, you know what, let me solve this, let me problem solve with these things, because if I have the problem in my hand and I'm taking it in, let me see like the solution, because if I'm in the problem, I'm already part of the solution, full on. Hell yeah, you're on the right track then. Like, healing, you're on the right track. Your 2 cards was the Ten of Swords reversed, the Nine of Cups upright. You are doing perfect. Do not let your mind beat you up. We are so hard on ourselves. And listen, you know you can be better. I know I can be better. Everyone in this whole damn chat in this world knows that they can be better. But it's difficult. We're shooting for a star that we envision ourselves to be, and it's going to take time to get there. So take it with a grain of salt. Just don't move so fast. Don't feel like you're a failure. Don't feel like things are bad or falling apart. Take it with grace. It's a journey. Embrace it, love it, and just let it be. Truly, like you are on the right path. Don't stress. Don't overthink about it. You can stress about it all you want. You know, don't let that stress cause any sort of like action out of you. But just take it easy, because you're on the right path. You are doing things right. You have the right mentality. You're not letting the swords get to you. You're trying to figure out what's going on, like why you're there. You're doing well. You have the end goal. You know where you don't want to be, right? You don't want to be there anymore. You want to leave that era. You're perfect. You know where you don't want to be. All you have to do is keep that open mind and see, like, during this time of having it, like, this is how I'm going to escape. I'm going to escape by seeing what this does to me. How does this actually make me act? How do I appear in the world as an individual under its own influence? You know, what's changed about me? What am I not doing anymore that brought me joy? What am I not doing anymore that brought me peace? That I'm replacing with this, and what is this bringing me now? What has this actually done for me? And it breaks you away from that slowly, because it begins to make it more and more real to you. Of, even though I'm escaping it, I'm adding more on. My escapism is just adding more things onto myself, and you start to realize that, and actualize it, and just breaking free of that. And again, overall, don't beat yourself up. Don't say that like things are, you know, bad about it or however. Just allow it to be for this time. It's needed. If nothing bad can truly come to you, it's always going to teach you a lesson. It's always going to show you something higher that hasn't been seen yet. So just tap into that true actual part of self and move forward with that. That's the best case. But again, you're on the right path. You're doing just well. I get it though. It's definitely, when you hit those states, it feels like you're fucking up. I know how it feels, dude. A lot of people here know how it feels. Trust me. It is not at all a fun feeling, because you feel it. It's like you feel like almost the pressure of the divine, but it's not even the pressure of the divine. It's the pressure of your own being. It's your own mind putting that pressure on you, because you know deep down inside, your subconscious knows like you should be doing that, or your intuition even is like you should be doing that. But you know, they allow you to, because it's like you have to. There's still things you have to learn. You need to still see that you're not actually getting anything from it, you know. And when you fully, you know, so just take your time. You're doing well, all in all. But yeah, I got you. Balance is really, yeah, exactly, Angel Kitty. Balance is key. Balance is huge key. And of course, you're welcome. I got you. It's what I'm here to do. It's what I'm here to do. I'm glad I can help people. That's really all. Cause like, fuck, dude. I mean, let me be real. There is a point in my life where I was looking at all the things that I'd gone through, and I was like, I don't even know why I'm here. Like, if I'm just here to go through these shitty ass experiences, I don't know what the point is. Like, why do I have to be the one to just go through these things and then also like heal from it? And then I was like, because I'm supposed to talk about it. I'm supposed to like show people like how to get to that point. That it is a journey, and walk with them, because I'm still struggling with stuff, dude. there are still things that I struggle with all damn day. I don't like. I might detach a lot, but I stress out a lot too. I am a worry bug. I will worry myself to death, dude. I really will. That's something I gotta work through. I gotta trust myself more. It's not that it is because I don't trust myself. But it's just I also have a fucking brain that runs 1,000 miles per hour and always gets so many fun ideas to do. I'm a creative person and I get like all sorts of shit. So yeah, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Exactly. It's just how it be. But we work through it. We work through it day by day. We find our own way to walk through. We find our own way to live, and we find people that don't care about how we are. You know, like the friends that I have, the people that I DJ with. You know, they all know that I have a bit of anxiety and that I don't like talking a lot, but I like to try and get out and talk more. And you know that I like being a vocal person. I like talking, not just about spiritual things, but about things and all over the place, like cartoons and games and shit and music and all sorts of stuff. It's just about you know being around those types of people, and that's why I like having this place here. It helps. It helps me talk. It helps everyone else talk. You know, but you know, at some point I want to like. I don't know if I would do it on Instagram. I don't know if I would do it on because I know I could do it on YouTube. I don't know how well it would work, but at some point I would like to have just like a bunch of people up on like a live one day, and just have us all talk and stuff about things. Because that'd be nice. I don't know. There's a lot of community things I want to do, but it's just right now I'm like I have so many things I want to do, and I just don't have the stability, not financially, but mentally, to do it, because I'm all over the place. But if we could, because Instagram would be, I think Instagram would be a little easier, because you know, but I don't know. You can drag people up on YouTube. I just never done it before. It'd be fun to do one day. I'd definitely do it though. Cause I want to like I don't know. I want to do like guided meditations and stuff. I already have one up, but there's so much. There's so many ideas, and I have to like keep them like in the back burner for a while. Cause I can't. It's like it's not something I should jump on immediately. Yeah, exactly. Just to like watch or join. There's just so much. I make a lot of ideas, dude. Like it's crazy. I'm like my human design is literally a generator. I fucking sit around all day and think about shit all the time. And then being a triple air sign is just bizarre with that. I get that. You should have. It would have been fine. I wouldn't have been able to respond until like 1 o'clock in the morning, but it would have been fine. Um, but yeah. I need to like. Speaking of that, I need to Damn, I need to do that thing. Yeah, exactly. It's the same person as me here. The only difference is I don't have. Well, I had my card. I keep my cards on me all the time just in case someone wants a reading. And it's just funny. I always keep them in my little bag. It's like if anyone like mentions anything about tarot, I'm reaching for my bag and pulling out the deck. Um. But yeah, I can get you two. I can get you 2 card. Presley, let me get that for you real quick. You want a reading? What do you want it on? I can get you. No, Instagram is completely different from YouTube. Oh my lord, dude. Instagram got something else going on. I'm posting stuff on there. People are like, it's starting to reach people, but like, people are not very happy about it. It's very weird. So right now, Presley, your first card is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is talking all about waiting. It's the Leo and Mars. There needs to be a waiting before moving. The ideas that you have, and this may even be causing a bit of like uncomfortability or like being antsy or anything like that. You're waiting on the divine. You've done everything you can do on the physical, and right now the divine, the angels, you know, your guides, whomever, are doing what they need to do in the background. So right now it's time to wait and let the elements around you move. You're not fully ready to move just yet. You have one shoe on and one boot on, you know, across, you know, split apart. So you're not fully equipped just yet. You have one foot ready on stable land, but there's something yet that hasn't moved forward. I can't really pick up anything about anyone, you know, tarot's not to pick up about anyone else, Nova, so I can't read about that. I can only read about, you know, the connection between you and the divine in that sense. But right now, anyway, back to Presley. The main thing right now you need to do is the Ten of Cups reverse. Is to connect back to that divine nature itself. This is Pisces and Mars. So again, with Mars being the main two planets that you're dealing with here, it has a lot to do with the order of the elements. You know, fire, water, air, earth. You know, the wands, the cups, the swords, the pinnacles. So there's an order of operation that's happening, and you're right now is a time to connect with the divine. With the Ten of Cups reverse, is talking about the divine bridge not being this. I mean, it's the celestial bridge, not being connected. It talks a lot about not being able to have an offspring from what you're creating. Something hasn't been fully developed yet. There hasn't been a full moving forward yet. You know, something needs to be seen again. They're going back to the square four, going back to connecting to self. So right now, you're needing to really connect to that energy of feeling, that heart space. What are you feeling? Those feelings of you know, fear, anxiety, of not knowing what to do. Connecting with those, and seeing and understanding like there's an order that happens. Even though you move on the physical, there's always that spiritual presence that has to move as well. Once you do all you can, you have to allow the spiritual side to move. You can't keep getting in the way of the spirit of, you know, of your guides, of your angels, of you know, the divine doing their thing. The more you get in their way, the more they have to change up their plans, the more that they have to, you know, move around left and right and try to get, you know, things to move in a certain way, which can, you know, cause more chaos and more havoc within your plans rather than good. So at this time, really just take time for rest. Wait for the, you know, connect with yourself. Take time to meditate. Take time to, you know, relax and wait for the divine to tell you when it's time to move. And that can definitely be a stressful thing, especially if you're like put up against the range where everything around you feels like it's closing in. Just trusting the divine has that net for you, that safety net. But again, meditation right now is heavily for key. Meditation and kind of as well, like looking at the ideas that you're holding on to, looking at the plans that you have moving forward and seeing if they do stand up, if they will, you know, not if they do stand up, but if you still agree with how they're moving forward, you know? I got you, no worries. But yeah, yeah, no, but the people who read up about other people's situations, they do that for entertainment purposes only. It's not actually how you read tarot. They're not actual readers. They're just entertainers. The astrology is interesting. I will say this though. I will say this. Let me do this. Actually, because he's doing it. I'm not doing it currently. He's doing it right now. So I'm gonna link the spiritual hobo's TikTok um in the chat, and he talks about the zodiac. He knows, he's got that shit down pat. Um, so I'll do that because that, I get. What do you mean What do you mean it went wrong? I can't go to my profile. What do you mean? Is my fucking TikTok did I get fucking banned or something? What the hell's that? Scared the shit out of me. I don't ever want to hear audio from TikTok ever again. Didn't expect it to be that loud. Oh my lord. Holy. That scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. I can't go to my profile. That's so weird. I think TikTok's down or something. I don't know. It's either on my end or TikTok's in, but regardless, there's his TikTok. You can just type in the spiritual hobo on TikTok and find him. But he goes over all the zodiacs and stuff. I do, however, have the correct zodiac like order, like the chemical order of them, so I can tell you your correct sign. That's about it. Everything else, astrology-wise, go to him. Because he recovered. I'm not gonna say discovered because it's recovering. But he recovered that Mars's original astrology sign was the sneaker with wings on it, and why Mars is the martial law. Like Mars is the martial law. It's the first planet you have to go through, excuse me, to get to heaven, which is the four elements. That's, you can think of that as your root chakra, the four elements, the things that are keeping things stable on the earth, right? And then you move up the planet. Thinking of it in that way can be beneficial for planets. But officious, you are officious. That's the thing that people are like. Geminis are Sagittarius, because it goes in the chemical order of fire, water, air, earth. So if your sun sign is Gemini, you're actually Sagittarius. What's the elements? The martial law, the laws is fire, water, air, earth. Just the four elements of reality, of how we exist. We have fire, we have water, air, and earth. Those are the four elements. Those are the foundations of this realm. Spirit in itself isn't a foundation in this realm because it doesn't make anything that's founded in it. Yeah, only the sun signs change, and the only reason why is because we run off of a lunar calendar, really, but astrology, Western wise, is ran off of a sun. But it's also, if you're going to use the zodiac, you have to remember the zodiac follow the planetary laws, and the planetary laws follow the four laws, and the four laws is basically alchemy. It's just the four laws of alchemy. If you know the order of alchemy, you know the order of the zodiac. You can't go from fire to earth. How the hell do you go from fire to earth? That doesn't make sense. And then how do you go from earth to air and then air to water? That's not teaching it right. That's keeping one thing in order but keeping the rest out. And that's what they did. They kept every cardinal sign the same. They didn't change the cardinal signs because the cardinal signs are lined up with the equinoxes. So Aries, Libra, God dang it, Cancer, right? Cancer and Capricorn? Yeah. Those are the four cardinals, yeah. And they kept those the same because those are the equinoxes. And then the rest they switched up. But anyway, the people that are just now finding out about Officius, they're not realizing the one thing, that Officius shares something very in common with another zodiac sign. It's called Aquarius. It's a man bearing a feminine element. Aquarius is man bearing water. Ophiuchus is the healer who's in a masculine form. Men are not healers. The masculine energy is not healer. That's the feminine. That's a masculine feminine relationship. You are Ophiuchus. You are the sun. You are the moon, excuse me, the left, and the sun, the right, together, moving through, not being constricted, but moving through the other signs, through the planetary, through the zodiacs. You know, you're not being constricted by those laws, but you're using those laws to move you forward. That's where you read your chart. They're not there to show you your hindrances, but showing you how these things can move you forward. They're not to show you those blockages. That's like a fear-based thinking, and a lot of westernized thinking works off of that fear-based or backwards logic in that sense. Aquarius is Taurus, surprisingly, which does make a little bit of sense. But yeah, the 13th zodiac is just you. You are them, and you're not just the sun. You are the sun and the moon. That's why you have a sun and the moon sign. Your ascending sign, I don't really know like where that comes from, but the sun and the moon is simply you. The sun is your masculine. The moon is your feminine. The sun is your rational. The moon is your intuitive. And the moon goes first. I keep saying the sun first on accident, but the moon comes first because the moon is feminine, and the sun is masculine. Aries is Aries. All the cardinal signs stay the same. That's the only thing they could keep. Because you can't, because like if they change the cardinal signs, they would have to end up finding a way to change the entire weather. They'd have to change the entire equinox. You have to change the whole axis of the world to do that. You can't do that. So they had to keep the cardinal signs the same. Ah, thank you, Ellie. That makes a lot of sense. Because it doesn't make sense for it to be taught in Western. It doesn't make much sense within the Western system. But I do know in Vedic, because you know, and if you're gonna get your chart read, get it read in Vedic, because they'll tell you what you need. They'll tell you it's as close as it can get. Truly, it's one of the most accurate systems that we know of to date, at least. So get your, get it read that way. It will eat you up, but it will tell you what you need. It really will. But thank you for telling me that. I didn't know that. I didn't know if that was just like a Western thing that they added or not. So I didn't really want to like talk on it. But the more you know, because I wasn't that into astrology. I kind of got into it late. But I'm catching up to it. I gotta go. Oh, I've been alive for 3 hours. God dang. I gotta go do that thing before I get in trouble. I'm not getting in trouble, but I ain't gonna get in no trouble. Anyway, I will be back later. I'm gonna go off, get some things done. Today, I'm gonna actually start the swords. I had to take I was taking a rest yesterday. I had to, but today we're gonna try and get at least the first 3 swords or the first 4. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. For all the likes, comments, shares, the conversations, just the kind words, the love that has been spread. I truly appreciate it completely. All the links are there. I'll post them again, just in case anyone needs them. But my email's in there. If you need contact with my email, it's there. Donation links are down there as well. If you need any of my services, my website is down there as well. You can also just email me. This stuff's also in the description of the videos as well in the live. But regardless, I love each and every one of you all to the moon and back, tenfold and forever. And I will see you all later.